What's up, Collider people? It's Collider Live on a Tuesday, our second to last show of 2018. Joined by Roxy Stryer, Mark Riley, and the one and only Mark Ellis.
Yeah.
A shout out to Christian Harloff, who is on his holiday vacation. He won't be here today or tomorrow, so this gang of unruly folk will be running the ship.
This is very, the last time Josh Macuga was asked to come in and host the show for a schmo.
Did not go well.
Did not go
The story,
well.
the story keeps on. It's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
Wait,
Mark.
I've
I've heard
2013?
all of these like rumors about you getting kicked off every show here, but I don't actually know what happened.
Right. Well, so first of all, before I give you that story, you guys can hashtag a Collider Live, join in the chat, tweet us questions. We're gonna throw up the phone number in the second hour. We're gonna take all fan questions, fan phone calls from 11:30 to 12 PSTs, whatever time zone you are in there. Go there. Also, if you guys are in the Phoenix area on Super Bowl weekend, the Friday of Super Bowl weekend, myself and Ken Knapsack will be hosting Mark Ellis Live at 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Where, Mark Ellis?
At Pub Rock Live.
Pub Rock
in
Live.
Scottsdale, Arizona.
So what are you going to do for the Super Bowl then? Are you staying?
No, we're going to be driving back early Sunday morning on a buddy's road trip, perhaps,
Yeah,
and make
wow.
it back in
Can
time
I
to Super Bowl.
Roxy has been trying to shoehorn her way into the Fusion.
Yes.
There's 5 seats
say
in the
we go.
Fusion. There's 3 people that are currently confirmed for the show.
Yeah.
And we're driving because it's pretty expensive to fly 3 people, especially that weekend. There's the big golf tournament, the Waste Management Open.
Correct.
is
We'll be
in
wearing a lot of
Phoenix.
loudmouth.
The what?
The Waste Management. It used to be the Phoenix Open, and then
Yeah.
it got bought out by WM. You see WM everywhere. They're the ones that clean your shit up.
Yeah.
Waste Management.
It's their Open, and it's kind of like a famous it's the most rowdy that you ever get at a
They
golf
have
tournament.
a stadium
Are you
around
being
the.
serious or
yes.
no?
No.
Wow.
There's a stadium around the 16th hole that seats about 40,000 people, and it's a par 3 16th hole. It's like 150 yards, and they go insane on every shot, and
But
it's
you
just
guys
a
are not
drinking
going to
mix.
that.
Well-
we may go on the Saturday, depending on
Here's
how
the-
loudmouth deals
Can
with
I
us.
come?
Here was the logic. So I'm gonna lay out our weekend for
Yes.
you, and then we're gonna talk about Spider-Man and all that other good stuff,
Right.
and really cool Schmoedown announcement.
Really cool
that you guys
Schmoedown
are probably
announcement.
already aware of, but it's
Yeah.
gonna be a little more official in a second.
And then I'll give you the story of why I'm not allowed on any shows ever.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Packed show.
So anyway,
Packed show, huge
we're crunching the numbers, and it's like, look, to fly 3 people to Phoenix, that's going to cost Junior a pretty penny because I handle all the travel and stuff. So I booked this at a Red Roof Inn.
Oh, beautiful. I'm Tom Bodette.
Red Roof Inn.
And not really Red Roof Inn, but comparable.
Yeah.
So I figured, hey, it's 6 hours. We can just do a buddy's road trip, and we can drive.
Wait, hold on, Mark.
Gas
I'm
up
being
the
told
Fusion.
our new sponsor of the show, Red Roof Inn. If you are in the Phoenix area,
Yeah.
Red Roof Inn, $79.99 a night, free HBO.
Martin Mull used to do the commercial.
Yeah.
My HBO costs more than that just for a night. Wow.
That
So
was a
we're going to
afternoons
drive
reference, right?
on Thursday.
Yep.
We get in Thursday night. Our hotel is actually next to a claim jumper. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do
Whoa.
that.
We know the good luck behind a hotel connected to a claim jumper.
Talk to me
Remember
about what that
Comic-Con
means.
2 years ago?
A claim jumper?
It's a fantastic chain restaurant. The
Oh.
best chicken salad wrap you'll ever have. in your
Huge
life.
portions.
Yes.
Way
Huge.
too big.
Claim jumper?
That's why the rest of the world hates us
Are
as
you trying
claim
to
It's
say the
jumpers.
word
yes.
clam?
No. It's the guy. It's like the logo. He's like gold. He's like the gold rush guy, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that
claim
what it is?
jumper.
He's gold.
It's gold.
I
Claim
don't know.
jumper.
So he's
jumping into some gold.
Yeah, claiming
Leaping in.
gold.
And when you make that claim and you jump into that chicken salad wrap, you will be excited because it's
Okay.
delicious.
Sorry,
So
continue.
then Friday is the shows, which I'm very excited about. And I knew that there's a big fan base in Phoenix, the Tempe area. And then
Scottsdale.
combine it with the golf tournament. We're like, oh, that'll be great too. But then we started thinking about it. We're like, do we want to go to the golf tournament? Or Macuga had a better idea, which was after the show's on Saturday, what do?
We go to Top Golf.
We go to Top Golf.
Yeah.
Gonna
Which
have
is-
to give me a little more than that.
So Top Golf is basically a bowling alley for golf. You can rent your clubs. There's a sports bar. There's a waitress. She brings you drinks, and it's a driving range. It's tiered, and you shoot at targets and you play a game in golf, but it's called Top Golf.
Okay,
It's-
I want it. Yeah.
It's a
So
it's a
instead of
target.
I
watching
want to
golf,
play
you're
that.
playing golf.
We're gonna go play
with
golf
booze.
with golf on the TV on Saturday.
Did you ever see Entourage? You ever watch the show Entourage?
Yeah,
I
of
think
course.
that they had one of those kind of things, like those golf simulators,
Yes.
which is basically what you're doing at Top Golf. You're simulating playing
Yeah.
golf, except this one, it's more focused on drinking and probably having your shirt off by
Right.
hole 4.
Exactly.
But you're
yeah.
not actually simulating it. You're doing it.
You're doing it though. You're actually playing some golf.
Sure you are.
And
It's the happiest place on earth.
Cody knows.
Really?
They finally. We were talking about it yesterday, Cody. Is that they finally greenlit the one in El Segundo? They've been going through like NIMBY laws and all kinds of crazy stuff in order to get that in El Segundo, and they have finally greenlit it. There will be a Top Golf in Southern California. Our lives are made.
That's more fun than mini golf.
I mean, a billion times more fun.
Okay.
More
It's
fun than
harder.
Big fan of mini golf.
It's
I'm a
harder.
big mini golf gal.
Love mini golf.
I love mini golf.
And I
too.
will say this: about a week ago, somebody posted on Twitter. I think it was Super 70 Sports, which is a fantastic Twitter account to follow because they just post pictures of famous athletes that we love that have mustaches from the 70s. And they posted a video of the 1989 Putt Putt Golf Skins Championship. And then I went and watched 1987 through 1995. Billy Packer, one of the announcers.
Billy Packer, really?
And
from
from
Wake Forest.
correct. And Billy
This
Packer.
is just the Josh and Mark show.
Exactly.
We're,
and
we're
sorry.
happy to be here for
They
the
are
color
playing
commentary.
Christian somewhere is like, oh no.
when are they going to talk about Spider-Man?
That is not what he's thinking.
It's played at a putt-putt course in Augusta, Georgia, home of the Masters.
Yeah.
And these guys are lights out at putt-putt. I mean, it is awesome to watch. I know because I spent 4 hours watching YouTube videos of the skins.
Don't you sometimes
I've seen
feel
putt-putt
like
on TV.
you have wasted your whole life?
On sports?
No. Like when you go.
Well, I mean, he wasted how many hours?
I will say this. That was a really tough question.
Yeah, that was happy holidays, everyone.
Took a shot. She took a shot.
I don't mean you specifically, Josh. It happens to me sometimes where I'm all of a sudden like, wow, I'm never getting that back.
Yeah.
That time I spent on YouTube watching somebody else live their life, I'm never getting it back.
30 years down the drain.
It's still pretty fun. I mean, you could honestly look at wasting your life as sitting in a cubicle in a job you hate.
Totally.
Yeah.
Or you could look at it like, did I waste time watching putt-putt? Or did I learn some secrets for me when I take on my family on this summer
This is
vacation?
what y'all are. Look, if you really break it down, any time that is not spent wiping oil off a baby seal is wasted time, okay?
Right.
But what you have
said,
to
Mark, well said.
remember is that and this is what I tell people in this industry all the time because everybody's like, work. I gotta get on this podcast. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I gotta host more shows. And it's like, at some point, you have to conserve your mental and your physical energy. So while you are just lounging, watching TV, you're relaxing, you're actually resetting your calibration.
Yep.
You're getting your energy back. And so maybe I take it a little too far with the amount of naps.
Well, when you did
and-
leave a podcast called Three's Too Much to take naps
That
at
was
that
a
time
fun
of day.
conversation
It's
to have with you and
fantastic.
Justine. But I'm telling you, I mean, people, they don't realize it. Like LeBron James. Do you know LeBron James plays hard, at least offensively, he plays hard when he's playing basketball. Then you know what he's doing? He's relaxing. Have you ever
Yes.
seen an NBA player walk that is not walking on a basketball court? They saunter.
But you
It's
know what
very
I'm
slow. They're
not?
conserving energy.
I'm not LeBron James though. Like once
You're the
I-
LeBron
work
James
hard.
of this show.
Yeah.
It's so far from the truth even here. Like I'm so not the LeBron James of this
But
show.
you work hard. You do a lot of
I do
shows.
work
You're
hard.
driving around town. You need downtime.
Yes.
But that's what like civilians at home are always telling me. Like when my friends from home who are all married with kids look at me, they're like, "Don't you think that you should chill more often?" It's like, no, because I'm broke and I need money and I need to be out there and I need to get a
Listen.
following. Like, where am I napping?
There is a certain extent to like the hustle. I get it. You know, like everybody.
I hustle.
So do I.
You absolutely hustle.
Yeah,
but where
we-
are you napping?
We all hustle. You got to find time to pull your car over and take a 20-minute nap in your car every single day, or wherever you can get a 20-minute nap in, because it is very important. Lee Iacocca talks about it in his book. I read his book, one of the greatest 80s executives of all time.
Yep.
Also, you need to rest your brain. Relaxation is a very important part of life. You have to take some time for yourself every single day, or you will go insane.
I'm not recommending my lifestyle. I just don't know where you guys are fitting in the nap.
Yeah, I thought about that literally last night. I said, I haven't taken a nap in years. And I miss
Because
naps.
you're too worried about what people are going to think if you take a nap.
No,
Go
no.
out to your car during lunch and take a nap.
I am
No,
not worried
my
about
car
it.
is not good for a nap.
I
'Cause
disagree. You have a Jeep.
I have a Jeep,
You
but
could get in the back seat.
I am not getting in the back seat, and you know why.
Oh, yeah, because it's covered in cow
It's
hair.
covered in cow hair, and
Why
it's
don't you
a
blanket
piece of
it?
shit. It's blanketed already. There's 3 blankets in there, and it all goes down to the bottom
Just
still.
layer
Well,
upon
listen,
layer.
I
upon
can't
layer.
Layer. I just keep fuck it.
I
Put it
can't
over
be
there.
I can't be
There's
blamed
one.
for your lack of tidiness in your car that would make it a proper nap place.
Do you remember our old office?
Yes, the writer's room had a couch and we slept on it.
That I took a nap.
Yeah,
I
I
don't-
took a nap there.
took a nap all the
Number
time.
one,
We can't do it here.
to be this person on the show, my makeup will go everywhere. Like
Okay.
I can't actually.
Where are you sleeping, in a wind tunnel?
Have you ever had a face of makeup and taken a nap?
Yeah, well, on WG in America, they cake my face with makeup. That's a 4K camera. This thing is.
Trust me, what you have on there is nothing compared to the black shit that I have on my eyes right now.
Okay.
So if I nap, I've got to nap strategically, like head back.
Well, how do you
Then-
think I'm sleeping in my car? Head back.
I'm
Okay,
not
but
Nap
then-
like
I'm
Dracula.
not strictly
But then
talking
the
about
hair.
like actually falling asleep. I'm just saying mentally unplugging from whatever your job is, and
Like
I think
meditation.
I think part of the reason that's why Christian yesterday, him and I were talking about how we just don't always want to talk movies because now it starts to feel like work all of a sudden more than you want it to. So you just want to shoot the shit like almost like you're not even working, even though you are entertaining a nation and indeed a planet.
Yeah.
So I just think that people during your day,
We're
there's certain
worldwide,
things
Mark.
you can do. If you're driving from one place to the other one, there's ways to mentally unplug while still focusing on the road. I think that
But can I
people just
also-
get so caught up in their jobs and what they're doing that they don't take enough time for themselves.
What
Yes.
you're saying is so
Truth.
healthy. I haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
You'll
But
get
it's
there.
so healthy.
You're still
I'm,
young.
I'm hoping so. I keep trying to implement little things like people tell. Today I woke up 15 minutes early to try to meditate. I'm sitting there and I'm like,
I should have slept 15 minutes.
they say that you're supposed to have a mantra, and Russell Simmons, whose name is now taboo, gave me one of them. So, and he told me that I'm supposed to say rum over and over again.
Rum?
So I'm sitting there.
What are you, a pirate?
I'm going. This is me this morning. Literally, I'm sitting there going,
Rum.
rum,
Rum.
rum. It's just like nothing's working. I'm
Rum?
sitting there. I'm like,
This is why Russell Simmons.
What about Om Mani Padme Om?
Yeah.
no. I'm
But
just
you
telling
don't
what I
drink
do.
Om. You
So-
drink rum.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about okay,
Oh,
rum,
mani
and then I'm
padme
like,
rum.
I could go for some whiskey in my head, and then I'm like, it's gonna be so many more hours until I can have a drink.
I did one of those meditation classes, and it's
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard to quiet this bad boy.
It doesn't
it's like,
shut off.
No.
I did this thing. You know the Christian and like Tom and their friends. He was like in a band. The guy's name I think is Eric.
Yeah, Eric.
Wait, I
Eric.
missed that whole
Christian's
like
friends.
Harloff's
Yeah,
friend?
Christian's Harloff. They shot a music video.
Yeah, he does.
He does yoga.
He
Like
does a
it's
thing. I've done it. It's
meditation
called a
yoga.
sound bath.
He came into a he's a very nice guy. He came
Awesome
into
guy, Eric.
he actually played music on an episode of the Schmoes live show. And he was in a
remember.
band called Shotgun Honeymoon, where it was, they made music videos and really talented
Very
dude.
talented.
And now he's into this sort of meditation that you do with plates and noises.
So I went to there's this place called Soul Hum. It's on it's not Soul Rum. It's Soul Hum. And it's on Ventura in like Studio City. And Eric has done classes there before. I didn't take Eric's class, but I took a class with a bunch of people, and it was really cool at first. They play all these noise and stuff, and then I just fell asleep.
Nice.
And I don't know if that's the point of
No,
meditation.
they say that is part of it.
Yeah.
If you fall asleep, to let your mind do that. They say.
Awesome. So I did, and I got to tell you, when I left that hour and 15-minute the sound bath, I did feel pretty damn good. I actually really enjoyed it.
I want
felt
that.
I felt like I was disappointing my parents because I don't think that exists in Pittsburgh. Like a sound bath in Pittsburgh is just a guy honking you in the parking lot after a Steeler game.
Well, that's the other
But
thing.
but
Oh, go ahead.
it was
that's
very
relaxing.
refreshing. I would recommend a sound bath to anybody in this room and anybody that's listening right now. If you see a sound bath, take it. It's
Call
kind of
Eric.
a cool experience.
Call Eric.
Yeah, call Eric.
Don't you guys also sometimes feel like we suck? Because
Go on.
Yes.
because then like
All the time.
I'm sitting there
Nice work.
and I'm talking about this. I'm like, all right, I'm trying to work on my meditation and I'm going to these sound baths and I'm putting all this money into like mindfulness and being right in the head. And then you watch these documentaries about like kids starving all over the world and
no, for
real
sure.
problems. And I'm like, oh, and I just can't quiet my mind. Like, and then that's what I'm thinking about when I'm meditating. Like, oh, there are legitimate children that are starving, but my big problem is my mind won't turn off. Like,
Yeah, well then you should split your time with trying to turn your mind off and maybe donating some of your time to helping children.
I
or
do
to
donate-
children's
I do
causes.
donate a lot of
So there
time to
you
that.
go. That's
I
fine.
don't know.
Doing nice things for other people helps you. It's actually
Totally.
selfish when you look at it.
Absolutely.
You do something nice for someone, it makes you feel better. So the whole reason why I like occasionally being nice to someone, or I pick up a check, or I do this or I do that, it's not because of them. It's because it makes me feel better. And look, if you're conserving your energy, people aren't always going to understand it. They're always going to think that you're being lazy. Like before I do shows, my family can be in town. They're like, hey, we should go get dinner, and then we'll go to. I'm like, I don't do anything with anybody before the show.
Me neither.
Sorry, not going to happen. And they probably think I'm just in my hotel room jerking off. Am I? Probably. I'm preparing for the show, and sometimes I just need to be by myself in order to do
yeah.
that.
No, I get it.
Very healthy.
Plus,
You-
I like that time before a show or before something that's important to me for myself.
Yeah.
I want to get in my headspace. I don't want people bothering me. I want to have a couple Jack Daniels. I want to be in the right place. So I just don't want to like run in and be like, that Applebee's dinner was great. So what's the deal with airplane peanuts? That's like that. That's not how I look at that kind of
You
thing.
want to hear a really cool, a quick rock story? It's Keith
Yes.
Richards' 75th birthday today. By
Oh,
the way.
nice.
Happy
Healthy as a horse.
birthday.
Yeah.
So Alice Cooper, I was reading an Alice Cooper book. I believe it's called Golf Monster. He talks a lot about golf, how it helped him recovery from alcohol addiction. So Alice Cooper, to this day, still tours and plays music. And Alice Cooper, he's famous. He's a
not a
legend.
nice guy.
One of the reasons is he's a great guy. One of the reasons is because when he's on stage, it's the show, and he's playing a character, Alice Cooper. So off stage, he still goes by the name Alice Cooper, but he's just like the nicest dude who'll hang out with you, play golf.
Sponsored
on
by
stage,
Callaway.
Have you hung out with him?
No, but
I'd
on
love to.
stage, he's a guy that is acting out this character of Alice Cooper.
Mr.
And he
Nice
talked
Guy.
about how he prepares for his show, and he's like, so he'll take a nap, and then he wakes up in his hotel room. He has like a little bit of like a cookie or something just to get like some sugar, right? And then he goes to the venue and he's hanging out. He does like all the sound check and all that stuff. And then there's a 5 to 10 minute period in his dressing room after he's got all the makeup on and all that stuff, where it's just him by himself. And nobody in the history of his career has ever been allowed in that room with him. And he says that there's something that happens in that room that allows him to transform into being Alice. And he has never revealed what it is, if it is anything. Nobody's ever been in there to report on it. And I think that's the coolest fucking thing.
Yeah,
is
it's
that
really
He's
cool.
just
That's
in
one.
there and you have no idea
It's
what
really
this
cool.
man is doing to get himself into that mental space to be Alice Cooper on stage. I love that story.
I want to be
100%.
that.
And he's a great golfer. We
Yeah.
should hang out with him in Phoenix.
Yes, he
Yeah.
lives in the Scottsdale, Phoenix
Yes, he
area.
does.
Well,
Yeah.
let's
See,
make
that's-
it
The
happen.
natives call it Milwaukee.
It's the best cameo
It
movie.
really
in
is.
The
Top
greatest.
Hello,
Yeah.
Wayne. Garth. Like he's so nice there.
Yes, Pete, it
He's
is.
so
Yeah.
nice.
I feel that way about auditioning, at least too. Like the worst is when you go into a room and everybody's talking to you
Oh, I hate
beforehand,
it.
and you're like trying to remember your sides, and you're trying to think about your character, and everybody there is like, "So,
Did you audition for the last CVS commercial that was here?
Yeah.
Because I did, and I got to tell you, I thought I got it, but I didn't get it.
God,
you
I've
don't
auditioned
want to be
in
that
years.
bitch though,
Yeah.
who's just like, can you don't talk to me?
Yeah.
So you wait in your car a little extra long. You miss your call time.
Actors,
Here's-
actors. I love movies. Actors are the worst.
Yeah.
They really are the worst.
actual worst.
Yeah, I'm happier once I get into the room when I used to do commercials. Go into the audition room, and it's like everybody, all the producers are
Hey,
there.
hi, how are
They're-
you? Amazing, great to see you. Where can I put my purse? Can I put it down? I'd love to see it. Shut up.
You ever do one where they're actually eating lunch,
Yes.
like in front of you?
Yeah,
and
a
they're just like,
bagel
all right,
sandwich."
just tell the Fox you want to see the Carfax, and they're like, they're eating lunch, and it's like, what is this dinner theater?
Need more
What is
mayo?
this?
They have more
Yeah.
mayo.
Yeah, nobody's paying attention to you.
And
Nothing.
they make you do, especially for commercial ones, the dumbest.
Oh man, it's
shit.
terrible.
Oh my God! I auditioned years ago for the LA County Fair, and I had there it
Oh.
is, and I had to pretend I was on the roller coaster
Oh no.
in a room in front of people eating lunch, not giving a shit about life. It was the worst thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
I was so annoyed with myself. I felt ashamed. I left.
Oh.
and I got the job.
You got it?
I did.
Last year, I had to pretend that somebody threw a frozen turkey at me, and then I caught the frozen turkey, and then I threw it back and said, "Thanks, Dad."
That's a good one.
And
That's a good one. Hey, the sound booth loved that one.
I did,
I love
did
it when you
that
can hear that.
26 times.
What
I
kind
did
of turkey?
not get the job.
Are we talking a big full-size turkey, a turkey leg,
It was a great
like
question.
a turkey breast?
It was a great question. I asked them that. It's a full frozen turkey.
Yeah,
That's a
because
lot
the
of-
weight.
that's
It's
weight.
like, oh, ugh.
And they would yell at me like, heavier, faster,
It's like a 30-pound rugby bowl.
Yeah.
more excited, a little more disappointed.
Oh, yeah.
What's your relationship with your father?
You know what? Let's do that again.
boy.
But instead of catching the turkey, actually act like you're catching it and then miss it. Can we do that? Let's try that. Do you guys like that one?
And then
Do you
instead
guys
of
like
a
that one?
throw, more of a slide
Yeah,
push.
a slide push.
Do a little slide.
Stop it.
feel the turkey in your hands, but now do it again, but backwards, and then internalize it.
And you're kind of just like, are they fucking with me?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
is this real?
Yeah, is this a prank
So-
show? One
That's
time,
right.
I had an audition for Round Table Pizza. Remember Round Table Pizza used to have
Yeah.
the night,
Yeah.
and so it was to be the night. And
Oh, shit.
well, here's
Dream
the thing:
job.
The
You could do that.
The first audition was just you in a room, just
Yeah.
like entertaining and improving, and I felt really good about it. And I left, and I got a call back, and the callback was this place in Santa Monica. So like you're fighting traffic,
Oh,
and
the
it's like,
worst.
hey, but it's a callback.
The place on
Here
Ocean Park?
comes the ad campaign. It's the place in Ocean Park.
The
yeah.
worst.
And I'm sitting there, and this was not at the initial call. At the call back,
Whoa, callback time.
there was a bit of a delay, as they always there was like 2 hours of a delay, and then they come out. They're like, "All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get you into the armor, and then you can go in there." And I'm like, the armor." I'm like, but I was improv, and I was zipping and zapping and vibing, and they're like, "Yeah, no, you're gonna put on the suit of armor." And I literally, every actor that went in there to audition wore the suit of armor, head to toe in armor. And I was thinking, like, at some point, I'm like, gonna open up the faceplate and be like, pizza, am I right? We never
Oh my God.
got to open it. They want to see you in
Just
a
the
suit
physicality
of
of the
armor.
helmet.
Wear a suit of armor. I'm like, what? There was no speaking lines
Yeah.
in the thing. And I'm like,
You know what's
what am I
funnier
doing?
than you actually saying the words? It's you saying behind the mask, like.
I to the
What's
thing,
up, table pizza?
no idea what the hell they wanted.
Here's my
Raised in the round table.
from. Is there a
Now
Mrs.
your
Round
impression,
Table?
and now yours.
There was a point in like 2012, 2013 when I was going on like 10 commercial auditions a week. My commercial agent was awesome, and then all of a sudden she's like, "I'm not going to be an agent anymore." I was like, "Well, do you want to hand me off to somebody at the agency?" She's like, "Yeah, I don't know," and just left and moved to San Diego, and then I didn't audition again.
Zero
Anyway.
F's given.
Zero F's
Good
given.
for her.
So I booked a bunch of stuff for her. I booked like a Google Chrome. Anyway, so I get sent on a voiceover audition for Lakers tickets. Okay. And I'm supposed to be there with like a guy who's supposed to be my grandfather and me as the grandson. And I'm like, it's been generations of Lakers fans that have been in our family. And there's nothing quite like passing down tickets or a block of tickets.
I saw George Mikan in Minneapolis.
It was me, Jerry West, and 17 Laker girls while Magic Johnson. What? No, sorry. So I get in the audition room, and the guy I'm auditioning with has that like Bill Curtis voice from Wait, Don't Tell Me, right? Where he's like, "When I was just a youngster, I was a Lakers fan." And I blacked out, and I was like, "When I was just a kid." And I like did the real deep voiceover, and the guy's like, "Just stop for a second."
What are you doing?
What was
What's
that?
that? What was that? And the older guy looked at me, he was like, "You all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's run that
That's
back."
fantastic.
Did it, then did it again, like sort of in my normal voice, and I got out and I looked at the guy. I was like, "Sorry about that." He's like, "Yeah, we're not gonna see you again." He was just legit in my face about it. I was like, "Yeah, it's a pretty good call.
I like
It's,
his
not
honesty.
bad."
We
Yeah.
have an update. Ken Knapsack just texted me,
Yeah.
and he is very excited. He wrote in all caps. It's a very Trumpian text he sent, and he said, "A claim jumper, my life just changed."
Yes.
So Ken Knapsack, very excited that we're staying near a claim jumper.
Claim Jumper Phoenix. February 1st is or January 30th?
February 1st is the show. Saturday is where we're going to get hammered at Topgolf.
Yes.
And then Sunday we're driving back. And that's really the thing because it's Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
And so you got to wake up earlier. What I've noticed recently is that after a night of drinking, my driving not the best. So
I'll take that.
I might need someone to spot me for the first 2 hours.
Gotcha.
I plan on driving to and from Los Angeles. I want to be as much. I want to honor my father's legacy and have a road trip. You and Ken sit in the back and act up, and I can like hit you guys.
Hey, Mark, you want to stop? Mark, biggest ball of yarn. Mark.
So that means I'm in the passenger seat?
You're
or-
gonna be mom, and if you play the role of my mom on the road trip, then as soon as it begins, you fall asleep.
Yeah.
And you are asleep for the entire road trip.
I can do that.
On the
Sleeping
flip
in
side,
cars.
my dad would drive like the first 3 hours because the drive from Pittsburgh to New Jersey for every summer vacation, it's about 6.5, 7 hours depending on traffic, right?
Yeah.
My dad would drive the first 3 hours. We would wake up at that crack of dawn, like 4:30, 5 o'clock to get there to avoid traffic on the Garden State Parkway. Maybe even earlier, I forget. But my dad would drive like the first 3 hours. Like, all right, Deb, your turn. And he'd get in the passenger seat and fall asleep. And my mom is notorious for like the side, like the and like coming back.
I do that all the time. That's what it's there for.
Yeah,
That's
so-
exactly what it's there for. Oh, shit.
My mom would veer over. You'd hear that, and then my dad would just go, "Dab!" and then go back to sleep. So about a year ago, we're driving up the 5, and I did one of those, and Amanda was sleeping in the passenger. She just leaned over and goes, "Dab!" and we kept driving. So the tradition continues.
That's when
It
you knew she was the one.
Yeah.
Man.
I think it's so mean to sleep when somebody is driving.
I can't help it. I fall asleep
I
all
know
the time.
people
Well,
say
it depends
that.
on the
I think it's
circumstance
so
of the people.
mean.
Yeah.
I get
I mean,
that.
if it's your significant other, you're gonna go like, don't sleep.
yeah, yes. If I'm
Yes.
driving and the person next to me is sleeping, I'm so mad.
Really?
I'm
I
so
encourage
that.
everyone else in the car
mad.
with me at all times to be asleep because then I can just listen to music and I can zone out and I can
Yeah.
not talk to people.
And then he does the
Pissed.
Lloyd Christmas and Dumb and Dumber and just wings the cup out of it. Oh, you're up. What's up, sleepyhead?
If I'm driving and you're sleeping, I'm stopping driving.
Wait a
like,
second.
I'm so tired.
Wow.
Too.
Okay, so you're not coming to Phoenix. Goodbye.
No, but I'm not driving.
Well, you might have to.
Okay.
Well, you can't fall asleep then.
No.
I don't think I
You
need.
guys don't want me to be the driver.
I think
I'm not good.
If there's 4 people in the car, Roxy is the 4th quarterback. Roxy, if we're Redskins fans, Roxy is the Josh Johnson of our team. She's the 4th starter.
Wow. You
Just
sound like
look
my
at me with the
Powder
most
Puff
serious
team.
face, you're like,
Yeah.
damn.
I'm very precious about my fusion.
About the fusion, I hear you.
I
I
will
hear you.
clean all the recyclables out of the back before we begin the
That
trip.
is shocking.
Can I
It's
have
going to
them?
be fun. You can, if you want them, I will see you at Coinstar
The
at Ralph's.
Coinstar will be working overtime, I'm assuming.
The to like bring it back full circle, that Claim Jumper hotel we stayed at for Comic-Con a couple years back.
Yep.
Hell,
That was
Lumberg, you
Yeah.
Riley.
Wait,
you
so
were-
now it's a hotel?
No, it's a hotel next to it. Claim Jumper is a restaurant. Stick with us here, Roxy. We're going a little faster than your brain can
See,
handle.
you can order a chicken wrap
man.
or a 1-bedroom with a
With a suite,
Nintendo
yeah.
already hooked up.
We wake up, Ken and I, that Sunday morning after I'd had the worst Comic-Con of my entire life, which is why I didn't go last
this
year.
with the
Other-
nuts and
the
everything?
nuts,
Yeah.
and then I had to sit in through 94,000 panels in Hall H, and then in Ballroom 20.
You threw my Blu-rays because
yeah,
that was
I
a
was
lot
angry.
of fun. You were
See,
angry
when
about
you're at that
that.
party after you accidentally had the peanuts, you look
It
at
wasn't peanuts. They were macadamia nuts
Sorry.
and a duck taco. I can eat
Macadamia
peanuts.
nuts.
We've been friends for 6 years.
And a taco.
Sorry for yelling.
He was so he looked like a kid who just experienced Willy Wonka's chocolate factory and did something he shouldn't have done. What do you get when you eat a duck taco? And
everything
he was
blew
just
up.
he was just kind of like we're just
He
rolling
was-
him down the street.
It was
The
unbelievable.
funny part is I eat that duck taco. I'm following this waiter who says he's going to run to CVS to get me some Benadryl. As I'm walking in, I see Mark Fernandez talking to these 2 guys like, "Hey, Macuga, come meet Michael Giacchino." I was like, "Dude, I just ate a nut taco." And I just kept walking. I was like, "I don't go who any of these people are. I'm not doing it."
You were next level. I mean, you
Yeah.
were pissed just because I went to the It junket.
Yeah.
Because it was It. And then
Yeah.
well, they gave me the Blu-rays. He went
Which is weird because
across the bar.
We kicked that Comic-Con off, so it was probably earlier that day.
Yeah.
We kicked that Comic-Con off dining at Claim Jumper.
Correct.
We had a delicious meal.
Fantastic
Everybody was
lunch.
good. I was running around securing, making sure everybody had their hotel room, so I had to take off. And then I did not see these gentlemen again until Roka and I went to the Comedy Store, and Roka did his first ever set on stage. And then we came back, we met y'all, and that's when we saw what had become of our beloved
Correct.
Josh.
Is
Yeah,
this
it
one
was
of those
a rough
like
one.
I'm gonna get off when we take our halftime and I'm gonna see that Claim Jumpers are not a place?
No, it's a real
That'd be really
restaurant.
funny if we set that
I have
up.
an Amex deal for Claim Jumper right now, and I'm
I can
saving
take
it
care
for
of this
Phoenix.
right now because I really don't like it that
Can
people
we,
think Claim Jumper
uh,
doesn't exist.
Boys in the booth, can we pull up the
think it's
Claim
people,
Jumper
just me.
website? I want to.
Yeah,
I
throw it up
want
there.
to show that Roxy. Okay, so but you didn't go to Comic-Con last year. Was your
I,
point?
look
the
how
only thing
fancy.
I went to was
Claim
there it is.
Jumper.
There's Claim Jumper, big CJ.
There's one in Burbank.
There's one right on Olive. You drive
Yes.
past it every day,
It's next to Morton's,
every single day.
Steakhouse.
Delicious.
There's a
No,
Morton's. in?
right across from the Chick-fil-A, which is rapidly
That
coming
Thing,
into
that
existence.
thing is going fast.
Yeah.
I've prided myself this like past 8 to 9 months to try and like lose some weight. I'm screwed. That Chick-fil-A's on the way home every single day.
Chick-fil-A is not the worst thing.
It's amazing.
It's not
I've
the
had
worst thing.
Chick-fil-A twice over the last week,
Yeah, it's
which
so
is
good.
I've
not is
never had
unheard
Chick-fil-A.
of.
You've never had Chick-fil-A?
No.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
We'll
They
bring-
don't have cheese on anything.
We'll bring some nuggets in.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I thought I was making that sound.
What is that? Look, they even brought up the map of Claim Jumpers. Ah, lovely this time of year.
Yeah,
Look at all of
so
them centered down in Orange County. It's
There is one
fantastic.
in
Yeah.
there is one
Lots.
in Phoenix, which we'll be dining
We are
at.
going to destroy.
I will be there.
We should watch the. We should. That's where the Late to the Party gang should have the Schmoedown viewing party.
Yep.
Is a Claim Jumper.
Done and
We'll
done.
already be at Pub Rock by the time they probably do it, but it'd be funny to just do it at Claim Jumper so we can come in. But
Yeah.
I know that they're going to a show, so you can get all those tickets at markellislive.com, as well
markellislive.com.
as New York City, which is going to be the week before, and then Chicago during Star Wars Celebration. So the stand-up's very exciting. But we also have something before that, which is the Schmoedown Awards show.
Yeah.
Got confirmation last night. The tickets should be available within the next 12 hours.
Okay.
And these are going to sell pretty damn fast. So make sure you grab them. Christian and I are both going to tweet it out, and we'll make sure everybody knows. It's in the main room of the world-famous Comedy Store. Finally, the Schmoedown. And you want to read what I wrote? This is what I wrote because I needed a description last night. I'm very proud of this. This is why I should
Give it to us.
I should write the jackets of like movies.
Yeah.
You know, back when they
That's
were.
somebody's job.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I think you should.
Okay, so this is what I came up with. This is my first draft. So when you go to the and you can get tickets through the Comedy Store. I'll put them on my website. And this is what I wrote because like we need a description for what the show is.
And everybody here at Derby and
Yeah.
Friends.
Boys in the booth, give me a bouncy C. It's award season once again, and no award show is more anticipated than the movie Trivia Schmoedown. Woo! 2018 saw the league soar to new heights with incredible competitors, ferociously entertaining matches, and backstage mayhem. Now it's time to reward the best of the best as the Schmoedown finally joins forces with the greatest comedy club in the world. Come see Comedy Store favorite Mark Baby Carrots Ellis host an unforgettable gala on the hallowed stage of the main room. Christian Harloff and a cavalcade of Schmoedown luminaries will be on hand for a day that shall long be remembered in the annals of cinematic trivia. Grab your tickets now before they sell out and get ready to Schmoedown. Thank
Mark.
you.
That is
Thank you.
unbelievable.
Thank you.
Really
I'll
good.
tell you
And
what.
that, Roxy Stryer, is why I take 18 minutes,
gonna
18
say.
hours of personal time every day.
I was going to say, the 4 hours that took you to write, 3 of those hours could have been spent napping.
I cranked that out as I was watching my dear friend Drew Brees in the fourth quarter let me down.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
tickets are going to be on sale soon. We'll let y'all know.
There you go.
Perfect.
And
January
but
12th.
well, yeah, I was going to say January 12th. That's a Saturday, correct?
It's a Saturday.
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna be there.
It's going to be during the day.
Thanks.
So the doors open at 1 p.m. We'll probably get the show started at 1:30.
Okay.
I don't
So-
like cheese.
No cheese, but Roxy will be at the Schmoedown Awards.
Cheese for Roxy.
Yeah.
weird.
So, not to, I mean, I
weird.
guess we should talk about what we were supposed to talk about today. And the 11 o'clock hour, right? We're going to talk about the Spider-Verse sequel or something like that.
We could, yeah.
Is that
you can
the
do
plan?
whatever you want,
You
man.
just sold me hard on it.
Yeah,
Well,
I can't-
are we debating the best Spider-Man movie or the best Spider-Man?
The best Spider-Man movies, because Collider did their list.
Gotcha.
And a lot of people were like, what?
Okay, What's here? I'll pull up the Collider
Well,
list.
let's tease that and let's do it at the 11 o'clock hour.
We can do it at
Well,
11
I'm gonna
o'clock hour.
leave. So I'm
so-
gonna get.
Forget it. Then let's do it right.
I'm
Hey
gonna get
guys,
my
listen.
thoughts in.
If you're listening at home right now, we're winging this. We're flying by the seat of our pants. Let's go into it. Best Spider-Man movies because we were talking about it in the office yesterday.
Yeah, it came up on the list, and there was like there's stuff that's out of order in my mind. So
Okay.
it's like, what does everybody think? You've seen the Spider-Man movies, except
Yes.
Spider-Verse.
I have not seen Spider-Verse,
How
but
do I find this list?
but,
I'm gonna pull it up for you, Roxy.
I mean, based solely on everybody's
Turn it around.
reaction and Cobster's reaction yesterday when I was talking to him about it, it's gonna be pretty good. Right,
It's pretty
Cobster?
good. Cobster's not here.
He has not seen it.
Oh, okay.
He has
I thought
not
it
seen
was
it.
pretty good.
And you liked it, Cody,
I did.
because you were in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it.
Wait, did you say Copster's not seen it, or did you say Copster's not here?
Cobster's working on something else right now.
Yeah.
And but he's here.
Cody's running the show and Alex is in the booth, correct?
Correct.
So
right.
according
Now
to
we know where everyone is.
According
Gotcha.
to Collider.com, they have the first Spider-Man movie, the first
Okay.
Tobey Maguire film, is number one all time on their list, and then they have Spider-Verse, I believe, and then they have Spider-Man 2. So, for me, I
That's
think
crazy.
Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man movie I've ever seen.
Okay.
I think it's the best movie. I don't even know what I have. Probably have Homecoming, but I really like the Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield.
Are you
the
joking
first
me?
one. So
You're
that was
joking.
I am not
In the-
funning you. I'm not joshing you.
Mark,
I'm not
come on.
yanking your
Mark,
chain.
You're
I
better
don't
than
think I have
this.
numbers.
I'm not tugging your crank.
Mark, you're
Well, there's
better
not. I
than
mean, it's just go from. So this is the
tugging
worst.
my crank. That's pretty funny.
Okay, that's the worst, and this is the best. Compared what to the wait? Yes.
No,
Okay.
No, honey. Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got it.
good,
You
good
got
work.
it. Yeah.
I wish they
All
had
right,
numbers.
so here's what I would say, and I haven't seen Spider-Verse yet. Let me just ask a question about Spider-Verse because you guys have been talking
go
about this, and
ahead, go
I keep seeming to miss the shows where you guys go into depth in Spider-Verse.
It is animated.
It is. This I understand. And somebody yelled at me on Twitter yesterday that animation is a medium and anybody can enjoy it, which I totally agree. I like animated movies. I'm just saying I don't like anime. That's what I don't
Oh,
like.
yeah.
That's all.
Still a
What-
broad statement.
Yes. It's fine.
I did
But
fine.
how do you feel
Spider-Verse
about
Still a broad
isn't
statement.
Here they
anime.
come.
how do you
I-
feel
I
about
know, but I'm
Aunt May?
A big fan of
Marissa Tomei.
Tomei. It's Aunt May.
Thank you.
I just May down by the bay. Eat some hay.
Not with anime.
Yeah, not with anime.
Checks
Nicely
out.
So
done.
would they have been able to do Into the Spider-Verse?
Live action?
Correct.
No.
I don't think so.
Fat no. Porky? No.
Would it cost more than $90 million, which
Okay.
is what Spider-Verse cost.
Okay.
And Spider-Verse, that animation took like 2 years to get to finish because it's different styles of animation. Like sometimes it feels like you're actually like flipping pages of a comic book, and there's a lot of things that. Here's what I'll say though: is that there's other animated movies that I watched, and I'm like, there's no way that could ever be live action.
Right.
I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that they could have made Spider-Verse live action. Spider-Ham would have been tough.
Okay.
But it would have cost a shit ton more money than it did. But sometimes it's fun to have it animated because it just lets the audience know, hey, we're freewheeling and having fun with the canon here because it's all these different Spider people. And if it's live action, I think it does have some sort of confusion with the fan base. And they're like, well, is this in the MCU? Is it, what is
And that's what I'm saying. Like, could Into the Spider-Verse, would that fit in the MCU? Like, would they be able to put that into the MCU?
I don't think that would have been the problem with it. I just think there were too many characters and wacky moments, like boom, 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 like when people are flying.
It's
and
very
doing
funny.
things. It's funny, and I would lose that in live action.
Okay.
Because when things like that happen in live action, you're like, oh, is somebody seriously getting hurt right now? But when something's a drawing, you're like, oh, yep, you can do that. And then also because there were so many different characters, it's easier to have those VO actors. They got some big people because they're phoning it in literally. So
Yeah.
I think with the bigger budget, but I don't think it would have been better live action. I think it would have been worse and more expensive.
Agreed.
Well,
Got
there's
it,
like
okay.
also a set piece at the end that's like pretty big. I
Yeah,
would
I don't know
say
how they
so.
would've
Like when
done
you
that.
transfer that to live action, would that pump the budget a bit?
It's throughout the movie.
Yeah, it'd be
Throughout the
it'd be
movie,
an incredibly
correct.
expensive movie to make. To Josh's question, I don't think that this movie would fit in the MCU. I don't think the MCU honestly would want it in there because the MCU is so particular about what story they're telling. But
Right.
again, that's the fun of Spider-Verse is that it
Okay.
doesn't have to stick to, oh, okay, but now this has to tie into Doctor Strange 2, or now this has to set up the Black Widow movie. And it's like
Right.
you can just be its own thing. And that's where the humor comes in for me, where it's like if it doesn't link up exactly with the mythology, that's okay too, because we're having fun with this, while staying, it stays very loyal to the character of Miles Morales. So this is more of a character movie that is faithful to those characters than it is to any sort of larger universe that you're building up. It's fun messing with the multiverse, and that's the plot of the movie, is that all these different spider people get launched into this one world where there's all these parallel universes. So like
that's
now,
why I think it would have fit in, because parallel universes, and also because of the villains in it.
I mean, you could have wedged it in, but I don't think that anybody would want to see it.
Yeah, I agree.
But like, I love that. Do you guys buy into that concept at all? Getting into a larger discussion, we're all going to pass around a joint now. Is that there's a parallel universe where there's another Collider Live going on right now?
I don't think so, but I really hope so.
Really?
That would
I think it'd be cool.
I don't buy into that as an actual thing.
You don't think that's happening?
No.
Aliens and shit.
But I don't. I think it's kind of a fun idea. Here's my problem with this whole multiverse thing, is they on the Flash. Which, again, I think The Flash had a really good first season on the CW, and then after that, it just became speedsters running through time. And I was like, this is not the show I signed on for, right? And then it became like, hey, on Earth 62, Barry Allen, kind of a douche. But on Earth 61, Barry Allen, like, pretty nice guy.
We have Earth 90, 38, 1.
Yeah, whatever. There's like a
I don't
billion
know
of
about
these.
the
Okay.
So when it's like Earth 38, does that mean it's like
The
there's
show
38
That's
Earths?
The show
what it means?
just was terrible. So I don't like all these multiverse things, but I think it's kind of funny in like a Spider-Man movie situation. They just did it so poorly on The Flash that it soured me forever on all these multiverse things.
Multiverse is a great concept in theory, which is why I get into it when they have these shows where it's like, oh no, there could be another parallel dimension or what. I'm like, that's exciting to me. It's nice knowing that there's something else that exists out there that's in a dimension that we can't really comprehend.
And there was like, that was the kind of thing with Interstellar, right? That was when I went to that DVD release of Interstellar. They were talking about like black holes and parallel universes and where things could exist on a time, place. And that's when I like, obviously my mind is blown and I don't understand any of that because black holes don't exist. At least we don't think they do, or we haven't seen them, or Stephen Hawking says they could exist. There is so much conjecture around all of this that the thought process is fun. Like, it's cool, whatever. It's just tiring. And I'm like, I have way more episodes of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel that I want to see before I see another Into the Multiverse.
We have naps and Honda Civics to take.
Yes.
Way less sci-fi and way less multiverse-y, but still similar concepts, and allows you to show art in an interesting way. Do you guys remember the movie Sliding Doors?
Oh, yes. I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
Is that a
Gwyneth
Paltrow
Paltrow. Yeah.
Affleck situation?
No, it's Gwyneth Paltrow and
Ethan Hawke?
no. It's
I just
it's
throw that
mostly
name
her
out there.
movie, and it's like
She's on the cover, and it's like her twice on the cover.
yeah, it's like once she is
So
like
basically, what
splits into
happens
two.
is at the beginning of the movie, somebody I think drops a teddy bear, and she misses a train because she goes to pick it up, and then they show the alternate version where that person didn't drop the teddy bear, and she makes the train, and how it changes her life. Like, we see the two versions of her life based on making or missing
That
this
sounds
train.
cool, yeah.
Something
It's
like
really
that.
cool.
It was something I haven't seen in a long
See,
time, but
I
the
watched that
point-
movie a lot.
The point being that I don't know. If,
I don't know why.
It was good. I don't know about multiple, like the multiverse or multiple realities, but I do believe in the concept of little things changing the trajectory of your life and thinking about how those things could have been different.
I like that idea a lot.
Yeah.
I love the idea. That's more like time travel than it is multiverse.
Or just like, what if?
Yeah, what if-
Well, the
Hypothetical
what
questions
if
with
you
Josh
made a
Rossi.
left here,
It's on
what
the TV Talk
happened?
channel.
Like, there's a weird thing that happened to me in high school where I was going to my college counselor, and I'm in the middle of nowhere. It's like up in the hills where I used to live, and the light turns green, and for whatever reason, I just kind of looked around and went, "Yeah, I'm not gonna." And then, as I started to move, a truck runs the red light in front of
Wow.
me,
Yeah.
and I went, "Oh, jeez! If I would
Final
have gone
Destination.
right away, I think I would have been toast." But for whatever reason, I went, it's just whatever. So there's like that kind of thing I think about all the time. What if I made a left here on my way to work instead of a right, and there was a big accident over there, or something
Well, that's the
along
Back to the
those
Future
lines?
moment with needles.
That's right.
So, but I
That's
He
think
would have hit
exactly
that
right.
car.
What's
Yes.
the detail? What's what's y'all's Riley? Like
what is
what's
your near-death experience?
No, not a near-death experience, but just like a little thing that it could be. I bent down to tie my shoe, and then something else. Is there one that you can think of that's that clearly?
Do you have one?
trying to think. I mean, there's a bunch of them because they literally happen every day, and I'm trying to think of like the one that actually set me on the path that I'm on now, where it's like, I had a moment when I stopped in Nashville the first night I was driving out here, just broken up with my girlfriend, and I went to Zanies, saw Robert Kelly open for Dane Cook. It was a great show. Then I'm laying in bed in my hotel afterwards, probably Red Roof Inn, and I'm just thinking like, I could just get in the car tomorrow and just drive back to North Carolina. Just be like, I'm not ready to do this yet. And then for whatever reason, I was like, I woke up and I'm like, I'll just keep driving one more day and just see how it goes. Just have this little adventure. And then by noon, I was like, this is what I'm doing. So it was very easy. I was very tempted to just go back the other way. And I don't know if I would have come back out here. I'd like to think I would have. I have no idea.
But maybe not. Yeah.
I have no idea.
I have one. I know exactly what mine is. I think I said this on one-on-one with Christian Harloff, but I had $7 left in my bank account, and I was really hungry, and I was getting on an airplane, and I knew that if I wasn't in first class, I wouldn't be able to afford getting a meal. So I talked my way into first class by just being the brattiest of all time because they get a meal for free, and because of that, I sat next to Kevin Undergaro, and I was at the time I was at USC as an actress, and he was like, "You should start this podcasting thing." And
you talked about that on Roundtable.
On Roundtable?
Yeah, that was it. I love that story.
So I literally, because I argued my way up, I ended up sitting next to him, and then I ended up talking to him, and otherwise I never would be hosting because I didn't even know what a host was. I didn't even know that was a job.
Josh, that's a great one.
I really like
Josh,
that.
you met Randy Gerber while you were bartending at Stone Rose, and that changed your life.
It did not. It kept me employed at a hellhole of a bar for 3 more years.
You asked him, you're like, "Hey, are you and Cindy okay?
Yeah,
do I have a shot?"
But what if you hadn't met him?
Nothing different would have been in my life. I mean,
you maybe had a nice burger off the tip.
Yeah, sure. Except he doesn't tip or pay for his drinks.
Hot take on Randy Gerber.
None of them do.
Clooney tips.
Clooney tips.
Okay, good.
Clooney does tips.
I kind of have one for this, like what's going on here, because right around the Schmoedown time where we were coming on, you were already on with Ken, and I started to show up, but I was like dealing with the divorce and stuff, and I was like over it, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to go anymore. And Christian talked me into coming back, like he does. He was like, "Come on, dude, you got to get up. Come on."
Yeah.
Maybe if I didn't come and I just lulled around and whatever, and that opportunity would have gone away.
It's weird to
maybe
think
not.
that such a simple thing like trying to break the world record of continuous stand-up at the Laugh Factory would send my life on this crash course, right?
That's
it was
right.
like we became buddies at
Wait, what
3
happened?
So
There you go. That is exactly one.
So we were, I had just basically started getting into stand-up, and my good buddy Paul was working at the Laugh Factory, and he's like, "Hey, they're trying to break the world record at the Laugh Factory, and they want to know if you want to book the hours between like 2 and 6
They
a.m."
were doing the longest continuous show, and so to break the record, it would have been 94 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
So they had to, they were booking time slots for people to host, but it was just like one long continuous show. Katinka, all 94 hours.
94 hours.
They
And
needed you to do 4-hour set?
No. So I was booking comedians for like 30 to 45 minutes at a time to basically do stand up for like 6 people, including comics and whatever. And I was bringing like booze in because the bar was closed, and it was just basically Mark Ellis and I hanging out drinking, doing stand up at 3 in the morning. Yeah, on stage. And then we did a guest review, and then one day I was like, you know what? Because we'd been tweeting when it was at Hollywood Boulevard or at Universal, and then we moved it to Toad Hop when it was at the WeWork, and I was like, I live down the street. Maybe I'll just drink a beer and I'll walk over to the studio and just like surprise him, whatever. And then that was that. We basically had a live show from then on out.
That's right. And then that's how we got Schmoes on Toad Hop. But before that, I think Christian, for some reason, had heard of you and booked you on a review. And that was how I became aware of you.
For some reason, he had heard of you.
It was Sarah Mello.
That's
Sarah J. Mello.
Right. And then that's how you knew who I was, and then that's how you reached out to get me to go to the Laugh Factory. So I actually edited footage of you, and it was he was like in his bed. It was weird. He was like reviewing the movie. It was like Josh Macuga headshot, and he's like, I just saw Due Date, and or whatever movie you were reviewing. And so
Take Me Home Tonight.
That's how it kind of hit it off. Yeah.
Wow.
Weird little things like that. I think probably the biggest influence in my life was, basically being the host of our pep rallies in high school, and me and a buddy were like basically doing an hour of stand-up to our entire high school, and people enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Like we were entertaining our high school, like the worst critics in the world, from the football team to the band guys to everybody were somewhat entertained by what my buddy Max and I did every single Friday for these pep rallies.
That's a good one. I got to nominate because I was a senior, and so it was like whoever was running for class president of the junior class would pick a senior to nominate them to like go up and give like a 5-minute speech like, hey, this is why you need to vote for Jeff, because Jeff is gonna make sure that y'all are like whatever, he's gonna bring back the chicken tenders, whatever
Yes,
it was.
Jeff.
Right.
So this guy Jeff asked me to nominate him, and I was known as like the funny guy in school or whatever, but like voted funniest 3 years in a row. But I'd never given like a speech like that. I was just kind of funny in class, and so getting up, I never felt nervous. I typed this thing out, and I'm like, I think this is funny. And I did it, and it fucking slayed.
Yes.
And I just remember that feeling. First of all, Jeff did win the vote.
Yes,
Not because
Jeff.
he was the best candidate for the job.
And
I mean,
did
I
he
had an
bring
easy
back
job.
the chicken nuggets? Or?
I don't know if he brought back the chicken tenders. Every kid made that promise, and I don't know that any kid actually followed through on it.
Maybe
I
but-
was just make sure we retain the chicken patty and the pizza hotline. I was like, I will make sure that will stay at this cafeteria forever. And then it was like, nearby football rules. And it was just everything.
But then is that how you knew you wanted to do stand-up? Because it did well?
No, I mean I can't connect those dots, but I was just but the thing is like looking back on it, I remember that was the first time I was in front of like a crowd where my job was to give a speech, and I got a lot of laughs, and I remember thinking, what the hell was that? It was like this thing hit my brain, and it didn't process for years probably, but it was just like I just did a drug that was unreal awesome. So it's kind of like the first time you die in a claim jumper.
And that is why Into the Spider-Verse is definitely top 3 for the Spider-Man movies.
Yes.
That's correct.
That's how you bring it back.
Bring it
Rob.
back.
how you
Well
bring
done,
it back.
Roxy. Mark, I believe we have some big news. Is this
We
big
we
news
have some
coming
breaking.
Yeah.
Very,
Claim Jumper is the official news sponsor of Collider Live.
Thank
Wait.
you.
In a slightly different tone than that.
actually got to bring it down a few notches.
Oh, shoot.
We lost somebody.
Oh no.
Penny Marshall has passed away
no.
at 75. That just was that is just broke.
Laverne and
And-
Shirley, all-time great.
Director of
A
Big.
League of Their Own.
League of Her Own.
Which is one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah,
If you don't cry at
obviously.
League of Their Own, at the end of League of Their Own, something wrong with
If you don't cry at Big.
Yeah,
I mean,
big.
and
Shit,
for
dude.
its time, A League of Their Own, like as a woman who grew up and was able to watch that, like it was that movie was everything. Even though it wasn't what I wanted to do, I loved that.
This is sad. This
was
one
she
gets me.
sick?
It says complications from diabetes.
75 is pretty young.
pretty young.
And we
It
just
is
lost
too young.
Gary Marshall not too long ago either. So Gary and Petty, they're just two like comedic film icons.
100%. Yeah.
And again, Penny Marshall, like that's one of those shows. People know of Laverne and Shirley. Like if you go back and watch Laverne, I'm sure it's still on Nick at Night.
Oh, you can find it.
It is. It's
It's so
mind-boggling
good.
how
I need to go
funny
do
that
that.
show
so
was.
funny. Yeah.
It holds up so well.
Spun off of Happy Days, right? Weren't they like a double date with Fonz and Ron Howard's character?
Yeah, and then I mean, like that was one of what 2 or 3 spinoffs from Happy Days because you had Mork and Mindy, Joni Loves Chachi.
Helped
Johnny Loves
introduce
Chachi.
Michael McKeon to the world. He
Correct.
was either Lenny or Squiggy in
Yeah.
that show.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
Laverne and Shirley, and they interestingly enough, they
And not to throw it back
they
to Alice
kind of
Cooper.
mocked that.
Milwaukee.
They mocked that in Wayne's World.
Yes, they
You know,
did.
they pay homage to Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah,
So.
yeah,
Yeah,
It's,
but A League of Their Own, it's an all-time great
is.
sport. It's an all-time great film for me.
I think.
Yeah, me too.
If I was putting my top 10 sports movies, I don't know. I've never really sat down and done my all-time top 10, but I think that might be in like my top 5 because one, it's unlike any other sports movie that we see
So
because
different.
it's so different, and two, it's like. Tom Hanks, that might be my favorite Tom Hanks role. I swear, like you could throw Forrest Gump in there. I know I'm like in a small minority that I love the movie Castaway for some reason. I really
I'm in that
I don't
camp.
think you're in a minority.
Okay. I love Castaway. I mean, he's great and big. He's great in so much. But him as Jimmy Dugan in A League of Their Own, he is. It's like. It's your dad on vacation, right?
Well,
it's your
he's
dad
a
on
little
vacation the whole
douchier than
time.
we're used to seeing him
Right.
too. A little harder
At the beginning,
Yeah, he's great in that.
But
movie.
he plays. It's such a powerful movie too because one, it's based on a true story, but two, it's like, my grandpa talked about how they came to Pittsburgh and like they went to see him because there was not much baseball being played because of the war and stuff, and he's like, it was a lot of fun to go and see.
Yeah, the sister dynamic in that between Dottie and Kit. It's just
Gina Davis, the fact that she didn't win an Oscar for that role, kind of a bummer because she's awesome.
Who won?
I don't know who won that year.
What year was that?
94, I think, is A League of Their Own.
I want to say
95.
93.
I want to say 90.
I'm going to say 93.
Ooh, you might be right. It's
94.
93. I think it's 93.
It is 1992.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I was 10.
Samsonite.
There's a
Way off.
July 1st release date.
That's a summer blockbuster right there.
That's right. And,
Rosie O'Donnell, Madonna.
Oh,
Madonna,
yeah.
yeah.
Rosie.
Just fantastic.
And how about Marla Hooch? Just so many great character moments, comedy moments. Yeah,
Fantastic.
Jimmy Dugan.
Yeah.
Avoid the clap, Jimmy Dugan. Thanks. He's like, oh yeah. Well, yeah. This is one of those that gets me because it's like League of Her Own, but Big really stuck with me. She made some iconic films,
Yeah.
and just switch over from acting into this. It's like, damn it.
What was her most recent project? Do we know?
I don't know. I bet we could find
She
out.
was always doing some TV directing. Like you'd see her name pop up on directing some TV episodes.
I'm just curious if she had been working on
Yeah,
it.
she had directed. The last thing that she really worked on was the United States of Terra.
Oh.
Because she was doing a lot of TV.
People really like that.
She directed Riding in Cars with Boys, The Preacher's Wife, Renaissance Man, A League of Their Own. She did Awakenings.
Yeah.
That's right. Awakenings.
I think she did. So she worked with some huge comedy stars. Because she did Jumpin' Jack Flash. So you work with Whoopi Goldberg,
Ted Danson.
You go to Tom Hanks, to Robin Williams. I mean, that's
Yeah, Renaissance Man, all that kind of stuff. That's
Yeah,
Penny
she
Marshall,
did-
a
she did a bunch
fantastic,
of,
fantastic talent.
Bunch of TV towards the end there.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Still-
You'd see her
still
name pop up on tons of TV episodes where she was directing.
And still performing too.
Yeah. I know this is, I mean, but they always, I forget, was it Tina Fey that did the Penny Marshall impression on SNL?
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe it was, if it was, what's her name? The girl that's still on there. She's been on
Kate
there forever.
McKinnon?
No. The other one. She's been on there forever.
Oh,
Forever.
she's. Oh my God.
Dark hair.
Yeah, dark hair, kind of tan, or maybe ethnic.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
want to say
she's
anything else.
Latinx.
Yeah, what?
I'm going by what Cops
Oh my
are telling me
God.
to say.
What the hell's her name? Why
I
can't
know.
I think of it?
I don't watch the
Cecily Strong.
Cecily
I
Strong.
think she did maybe
What
did a
just
Penny
happened?
Marshall. I don't know. We had a mental fart there, but
What just
Multiverse.
happened?
the multiverse.
And I'm pretty sure I said
Yeah.
something kind of rude.
Multipass.
All right. Well, I guess that's as sad of a note that we can go into the first break here. We're gonna Mark
Yeah.
Ellis is gonna leave us.
Yeah.
But I
Now-
wanted your Spider-Verse thoughts, though. I mean, your Spider-Man thoughts. And you thought the ranking wasn't right.
No, I think
don't like
Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man movie.
Okay.
I think
All right.
Homecoming's up there. Spider-Man 2 is up there, but I'd probably do Homecoming. I really like The Amazing Spider-Man, the first one. I think it's great, and that's why Josh McCouga's kicking me off for the second hour.
and I will
So-
not hear any more
Not here.
about
But
the
I
Amazing
want
Spider-Man.
everybody to have a great holiday.
Thank
If
you, Mark.
I don't get a chance to see y'all on Movie Talk, which I will, tonight, today, Wednesday and Thursday I'll be on there. This is my last Collider Live of the year, so thank you guys for all the laughs.
Thank you, Mark.
All the
Thank you,
memories.
Mark
Again,
Ellis.
Maybe in some alternate universe, Mark Ellis is on Collider Live tomorrow, but that will not be this one.
I expect a
Oh.
text from you tonight
So-
to let me know.
No, he's just not.
No, it's not.
Why?
No, never mind. Okay.
I'm texting you right now.
I take it back.
Saying
All
I'm
right.
off the show. Why? Oh, why, Roxy? Because I need to conserve my
He needs to
mental
rum at home.
energy.
It's because you knew that I was going to be hosting it, and you didn't want to.
She's
show.
hosting.
Oh, are
That's
you
correct.
hosting?
Yeah.
All right, I'll think about
With
it.
the
Yeah.
with the winner of The Voice coming on
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll probably take
Little
that one
tease.
on.
Who is drum roll?
We don't
know.
know. We
Oh,
don't
I'll
know.
probably set that. Have you seen The Masked Singer on
Yeah,
Fox?
I
The ads?
loved your tweet about that yesterday.
God,
What
the
is that?
world is just ending so fast.
They put
We
like a
got celebrities together and we put them in costumes so you can't see who it is, and then a panel of judges
Has to
have
guess.
to figure out who it is.
Mask.
You talk about wasting your life.
I am not going to watch
God.
that.
But also the masks, like the costumes, look absurd. It looks like the giant samurai in the vault in Die Hard. It's like they put him on a famous person, like go ahead and sing.
Are they
It's like
gonna-
they gave him the round table pizza night costume, told him to get up on stage
I was
and
just
do
gonna say.
Toto Rosanna.
Everyone who could be doing something good in their community who instead decides to watch that show, you should be subjected to 10 hours of community service.
There you go. And you
The
guys can be
seals.
subjected
Merry
to
Christmas,
2 hours of comedy community service in Phoenix,
There it
Friday,
is.
February 1st. Pub Rock Live. Myself, Ken Knapsack, Mark Ellis headlining. We're going to go to our first commercial break, and we'll see you guys on the flip side.
Flame
Collider Live.
Jumper.
Hello, Collider fans. I'm Christian Harloff, and you see my stupid name in the background because that's my other show. It's One-on-One with me, Christian Harloff. What the hell is it? I just sit down and talk to people. I literally just sit down and talk to people about what the hell's going on in their lives, in their careers, and it's a long-form interview show. Originally, it aired on Collider Video as far as the YouTube channel goes, but we moved it on over, and it's on the Collider Podcast, on YouTube. Go on over there if you want to see the video and to see the pretty faces that I'm talking to. Had some great guests over the past. And we're going to have a lot more. And there's going to be people that maybe some celebrities or actors and actresses, producers, writers, all that stuff. But there's also a lot of the people that you know around here. I could have Copster on there. I could have Jeff Snyder, John Roca, Mark Riley, Roxy Stryer, whoever. And I'm going to find out more about them. Long form, and also go to Apple Podcasts and check out the one-on-one feed with Christian Harloff. And not only is my show on there, Mark Riley, the Riley Roundtable, which is another sit-down, long-form interview show, that's also there. And when Steve Frosty Weintraub talks to Kevin Smith or George Takei, that's going to be on that podcast feed also. So if you're taking a long drive and you like those long-form interviews, pop on the one-on-one with Christian Harloff, give it a rate, comment, do all that because it helps the show and it makes Podcast One go, hey, you know what? Those people should get ad money.
Oh, hi guys. It's Perry here, and I am going to tell you about The Witching Hour. It is the show that I host along with Collider.com's Haley Fouch. It is in podcast form on the Collider Factory feed, and we also have the video up and running every Tuesday for you right there on the Collider Podcast YouTube channel. We talk about everything horror. We're talking TV, movies, the newest releases. We talk about movies that are celebrating anniversaries. We've even talked about books. It's crazy. If it is scary, we are talking about it on The Witching Hour. We also have so many filmmaker interviews, really cool stuff. It's all coming your way every single Tuesday on The Witching Hour. Check it out. Collider Factory and the Collider Podcast YouTube channel.
Hello, Collider Live. My name is Amy Dallin.
And I'm Coy Jandro, and we host a little show we love called Collider Heroes. And it is all of the things we love about movies, TV, comics themselves, all the breaking news, trailers, photos, but not paparazzi photos.
All of the superhero stuff we love, all of the indie comic stuff we love, all the stuff you had no idea was based on comics.
80 years of comic lore have led to this show, and many years in film and TV, and we're living in a golden age of comics, and we want to share all of that zeal with you folks.
So we talk about the stuff that's coming out. We talk about what we hope is coming out. We do fantasy casting of things that should exist. Why don't they exist?
And we do your Twitter questions asking directly to us what we think of certain things. And every single week, since we both actually love and read physical comics, buy in print, we have a comic pull list where our 5 biggest favorite books of the week come out, and we dive into those with you guys.
You can buy digital. I'll forgive you. As long as you're paying for your comics. It's all good.
But if you buy in print, you can bag them and board them, and then they're worth more later, because comics are like certain things from the 90s that are totally worth the value. Buy comics, buy in print. Digital's never worth anything later. Buy in print. Keep comic stores alive.
Or we can debate collector's items all day long. We can debate casting. We can debate movie news. We can have all of our friends come join us, as we frequently do. We can ask professionals about their work. We've had some amazing guests come by the show.
Yep. We try to
can
have
catch
people
it every Wednesday
that are on these properties that also love comics. You hear what it's like from their perspective, from inside, from outside, and this is all with the focus of bringing all this news to you guys. And we're here every Wednesday on Collider, and we love this stuff and want to share it with you guys.
We'll see you then.
Hey guys, Riley here, and let me tell you about the Riley Roundtable. That's right, they gave Riley his own podcast. The Riley Roundtable is on its new home, and that is one-on-one with Christian Harloff on the iTunes feed for Podcast One. It drops every Thursday. The Riley Roundtable is a little bit about everything. It's about movies and life and movies and everything in between. I like to have on special guests for discussions like Justice League versus Batman v Superman, for discussions about wine tasting, for discussions about UFOs, and everything in between. That's right. The Riley Roundtable drops on Thursdays on the One-on-One with Christian Harloff podcast feed and later on Collider Video's own podcast video network. So check it out every Thursday, the Riley Roundtable. See you there.
Hey everyone, this is John Roca. You know me as one of the co-hosts for Collider Sports Time every Monday on Collider Sports YouTube and podcast channel. But we got another show on here. That's Collider Sportsbook. Josh Macuga, the wild man, he hosts that one. I join him on those, and they're a lot of fun. We break down the lines and the predictions with the over and unders. A lot of stuff going on for all the NFL games and some select college football games as well. We do that every week. We also do special ones on Thursday nights for those Thursday night football games. Let you know where to
put your money, what bets to put down, who to go with, who not to go with. We give you a lot of information, and we give you our thoughts. You know, Josh Macuga, he does it by the gut. I do it more from the statistics point of view, and every once in a while, Mark Fernandez even joins us to throw in his 2 cents on the Thursday night sportsbook. So there's a lot of sports action here on Sports Time, on the Collider Sports YouTube and podcast channel. Join us there, subscribe there, definitely on the podcast channel. We need your downloads, subscriptions, and views there. So give us some love on Collider Sports, and we'll talk to you soon.
And we're back here on Collider Live. I believe that is the soundtrack to A League of Their Own? Oh.
Aquaman.
Aquaman. Okay. I'm Josh Macuga, subbing in for Christian Harloff, who is away on his holiday vacation already, enjoying some time with family and friends, which we encourage all of you guys to do as well here during the holiday times. I know there's a lot of people out there that probably, maybe holiday times aren't the best times for them, but there's a lot of people out there that care about you, so reach out to people. It's that time of year to, you know, maybe text somebody you haven't talked to in a year and just say, hey, hope you're doing well, something like that. I know it goes a long way for me, so it probably goes a long way for a lot of people. It's a lot easier to be kind than it is to be mean. It's a lot easier to love than it is to hate. So do that this holiday season. I'm joined by Roxy Stryer, Mark Riley. Mark Ellis was on the first hour. Thank you, Mark, for being here. Just the best. You guys can see Mark, myself, Ken Knapsack, February 1st at 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Pub Rock Live, Phoenix, Arizona. If you're there for the Waste Management Championship, you're there with the Loudmouth crew. If you're there for just to enjoy the Phoenix weather in the wintertime from the East Coast, then you're there for the Super Bowl. Come to Pub Rock Live. See us do some fun stand-up. Ken and I always kind of wing it up top, but we'll see. 8 and 10, it could be totally different. Who knows? We'll see.
You know what I learned, actually, when I was there for the Super Bowl, for the Patriots-Seahawks Super Bowl, that it's not the East Coasters as much as the Pacific Northwesters that summer there. And that's why Seattle had such a massive fan base there, and the Patriots had like none because they all summer in the Arizona area because it's gorgeous and it's not that far for them.
That's true. Just that, and you could probably get direct flights and everything.
Yeah, so it's you got a lot of good people there. The Pacific Northwest is the nicest people in the country.
They are pretty sweet.
They're really
I
good.
enjoy the Pacific Northwest. It's the old Kramer line. Holy cow, Newman, where'd you learn to climb like that? The Pacific Northwest.
Why do we call it Pacific Northwest?
Because it's the Pacific Ocean.
But why don't we just call it Northwest like we call it the Northeast?
Because you want to get it on the coast there.
Why don't we call it the Atlantic Northeast?
I don't know. But it is called the Atlantic Seaboard.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The North Atlantic, they call it the North. No,
North
I don't think
Atlantic.
that's like Greenland. The North Atlantic.
It's a nor'easter.
Isn't that the North Atlantic? Isn't that where the Titanic went down?
That is true. Yeah, it's a
right
cold one.
around there. Yeah.
Before we get into some news here, Mark Riley, because
Yeah.
we do have some fun news and a fun thing about that baby it's cold outside story that just won't seem to go away, which is pretty funny. You guys, hashtag Collider Live on Twitter. Tag Mark Riley or myself or Roxy Stryer. We're going to take some fan questions. Also, Cody, when will we throw that phone number up there?
Whenever you want, Josh.
Okay, so why don't we at like 11:20? Let's throw the phone number up there. We'll start taking some calls around 11:30. You guys got questions for us? You know,
Bitches.
we can talk. No, please don't.
I don't know.
Why'd you yell that?
I don't know.
Where'd that come from? Do you have Tourette's? Are you
Bitches.
okay? Yeah.
Fuck.
Shit.
2, 3.
I have two Fs.
Hey,
I have two Fs.
There we go.
Here's what I'll
Which
say.
is fine.
I don't know.
Good one, Roxy. Well done.
Were you maybe the other like
So
you
here's what
want
happened. Here's what
women to
happened.
call in?
I knew.
Hey, wait. This is the thing. I think today is going to be the day.
Did we get a female caller?
So,
a female
so
caller.
I remember that Christian told me I only got the V word this week, and I used it already.
Nope.
So I was like, what's another word? And then I was like, oh, but also I'm telling them to call in, bitches.
Oh,
So
right.
it came out that way. That's
But
fine.
you don't have to
but it
say
didn't
that.
fit in the conversation. And then I just blurted out, bitches. So now here we are.
Here we go. Cody,
wacky show.
So Cody, we're gonna throw that number up there around 11:20. Try and get some phone calls, some
got
tweets,
it.
whatever. Mark is on the Twitterverse over there.
Yeah,
he
I
is
got
our
it.
Spider-Man of the Twitterverse. See what I did there, Mark? See?
I see what
that?
you're.
See?
What?
See?
What?
Yeah.
Hey, it happened like at the same time I
was
did
cool.
that. That was pretty cool.
If you guys are tuning into Collider Live for the first time, you're just like scrolling around the YouTubes there, and somebody told you about Collider, and you tuned on Collider Live. Thank you for tuning in. You guys can check out Collider TV Talk. That's a show I host. That's every Thursday every Friday with Thad Williams. Roxy and I have a show called Hypothetical Questions, which is also on the Collider TV Talk feed. There's also Collider Heroes. There is the Witching Hour with Perry and Haley Fouch. We have a Collider podcast. There's Collider Movie Talk. There's so much content on this channel. If you guys aren't subscribed, subscribe now. Subscribe to all the podcast feed. That can be kind of difficult to find, but you'll do your way out there. Get into the
Thank you for the
podcast
acknowledgement.
If you put in Collider first,
Yes.
boom, 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 boom,
Everything
really helpful.
kind of
pops up.
just drops in front of you.
Collider Jedi
hopefully.
Council, all that kind of stuff. Collider Sports as well. I'm usually on Collider Sports Time with John Roca, Matt Nose, and a cavalcade of guests as well. So if you are into whatever Collider offers it, we are a multimedia mega verse.
Shout
See
out
what
to
I did there?
Afterthoughts. They don't want us to talk about them anymore, so
Yeah.
I'll just give them the shout out.
Sure.
Oh, there it
And
is.
tomorrow on
There's
Collider
that.
Live,
Oh.
Roxy Stryer will be in the lead chair.
Who dat bitch?
I'll be.
This is. We're right on track, by the way. That's it. Oh, look at that.
I
You brought out the
swear,
sword.
The sword is here. The next time you say bitches or bitch, I'm gonna put this sword on the table, and
I'm
I don't know.
like-
I'm not gonna threaten you with it.
I was
I
like,
brought my
please
people
don't get
back
this going.
30 years.
yeah, yeah.
the way it's been going out, though, it's so great. Yeah, bitch.
I don't know why.
Y'all ready for this?
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
Perfect. Just
So
perfect.
tomorrow on Collider Live, Roxy Stryer will be in the lead chair.
Yeah.
Yes,
I will
that
be,
lady will.
I'll be over on the flip side. In the 11 o'clock hour, we have the winner of The Voice coming in to hang out
A
on Collider
show
Live.
that we are all obsessed
Obsessed
with.
with. I love singing. I always wanted to do a show called Karaoke Kings where I traveled around the country and did like the best karaoke nights at bars around the country and interviewed some of the local legends. But it's too expensive because of music rights.
Oh, what if
That's
they
what I was
sing-
told at multiple different channels.
Yeah, if they
okay.
sing
I'm
their
like,
own
that's
original
a great
program.
idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see
You can't.
that.
Well, let me ask you: is this urban
Go.
legend or fact that you can use 30 seconds of somebody's song without it
think
being a
it's
copyright
15
issue?
seconds.
15
I think
seconds.
it's a short amount of time.
So you, 15 seconds?
Oh,
So
karaoke?
just
Don't stop.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now gotta cut loose.
Yeah. That's it. That's it.
But what happens after you cut loose?
They don't. Nobody knows.
Now are
Nobody
you gonna
knows.
kick off your Sunday shoes?
No.
Oh, I don't know
You
that.
can't. Don't say it.
Yeah. We're gonna get in trouble.
Please, Louise. Okay, no,
I was gonna
I
say
get it.
there.
Belize. Is it
No,
Belize?
Belize is not in that
It's
song.
Louise.
It's Louise.
But Belize.
Belize is a place that's not in that song.
You don't know
Please.
that?
I do know that. 'cause
Belize.
that's-
After 15 seconds.
Isn't Belize
see.
in Spain?
No, Belize is
No.
off the coast of Honduras.
That's good that I knew that.
Yeah.
Is
But-
that true?
Yes.
But also Spanish.
They speak Spanish there. Yes, that is
So-
the official
Also
language of Belize.
Spanish.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we have the winner of The Voice, and then at 11:30.
Yeah, do
so
it.
at the 10:30 hour, the three of us and hopefully Cody in the booth, and Alex, are you here tomorrow as well? He is.
Yeah,
That's
there
a
it
woo
is.
from Alex.
So we got a woo.
We're gonna break down some of our favorite Christmas movies.
And
Maybe your-
Copster. Is he not going to be here
I
tomorrow?
don't know if Copster will be here tomorrow. or
Copster's
not.
got some work, so he's here.
Yes,
It's like
he's
it's
swamped.
not
The
burying
editors and the
yeah.
producers in this studio are extremely swamped with getting everything ready to air for all you fine people during the holiday break when we will not be here. But we are pre-recording 1 billion shows.
Can we circle that real quick?
Sure.
These guys here
Yes,
are the best in
Unbelievable.
the
The best.
business.
It's
Yeah, they're the
unbelievable.
best.
The amount of work that they have going for exactly what you said, and
Yep.
just the amount of content that we do have to get. Like, imagine taking a week off, which we're going to do.
Yeah.
And having all the same, like all the shows that we're doing now, and then some.
Yep.
To drop so it's like your day goes from like normal to
double time.
code red.
Yep.
And I see it, and I just always
Yeah.
want to give them props.
Cody
I
and
agree.
Copster, Adam Smith,
I'm going
Remsen.
to make out with you all.
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
So you got
Tourette's.
you got that going for you,
No,
which is
seriously,
nice.
you guys are the best.
The best.
And I was thinking about it. Somebody tweeted at me, "Did you get any of the Collider people holiday presents?" And I didn't. But I thought
You
that,
got one.
I thought that if I did. And it was Fernandez,
was
so
a
that makes you
cactus.
win.
Yeah.
But if I were to get holiday presents for anybody, it wouldn't be for you bitches.
No.
It'd be for the booth bitches.
yeah, for sure.
Yep.
So
for
again,
that.
thank you guys. So 10:30, we're going to talk about
But
our
I
favorite
love
Christmas
you guys.
movies, holiday movies, whatever the case may be. Don't
Yeah.
call us bitches. And then at 11:30,
Oh yeah. Do it.
I'm going to bring in a holiday edition of Joshperty, and I will be asking holiday. No, tomorrow.
No, I don't want to do this.
11:30.
I don't
She's-
want to play your game.
You're going to play.
I don't want to. I'm hosting.
No, you're not.
Listen,
Not at
Rudolph,
11:30.
Rudolph, you are going to play your reindeer games
Not at
with us.
11:30.
Why? Why on the day that I get to do whatever I want, do I play
Roxy.
your trivia BS?
Roxy, they're going to be easy questions, and here's how this works. You're going to be on the same team as Mark Riley.
Give me an example.
Okay.
Throw
What are
it
the
out there.
4 food groups of the elves, as told to you in the movie Elf?
I don't know.
Candy cane,
candy canes, candy
corn,
corns.
I
and
don't know
syrup.
any of that. I hate trivia. I don't want to play.
Okay.
Can I give the questions?
You have to write the questions then.
Can you write them? And then I
you
say
just give them to Mark.
Yeah. mhm.
Okay, so here was the thought.
I'm playing for legit.
Here was
you
the
know
thought.
me.
Yes,
I
here was the
don't
thought.
wanna play.
Hold on, here's the thought.
Fine.
You're on the same team with Jeff Snyder because he's from Boston, okay? And
You
he's
just
very
told me
good
I was
at
on the team
Schmoedown.
with Mark.
No, against Mark. So it's Snyder and Roxy versus
I don't
Mark.
know one question. I'll judge.
Oh, I'll smoke
I'll
'em.
co-host
Okay, so why don't we just do that then? Do you want to co-host the questions with me?
desperately.
Okay.
Perfect. And
I'll
bring
write the
in-
questions.
We can bring in some other people.
I'll write some questions too.
Yeah, maybe. So we'll get Snyder in here, and
all
then we'll get
holiday stuff,
one
though,
other
right?
person, and it's all buzzer related.
Yes.
But you're
just
still,
like Josh Purdy.
You're still hosting Jeopardy. Like
Yes.
I'm not taking that. I just want to co-host this specific half hour.
Correct.
Okay?
Yeah, and it's
Perfect.
Josh Purdy of this one.
Yeah, oh,
Like,
yeah.
This is the holiday
Just
Josh
wanted to be
Purdy.
clear. to
Have you
everybody at home.
seen The Family Stone?
Oh, I love that movie.
We just watched it again
Yeah,
last night.
it's a great one.
That's a movie where you're like, this is really funny. To you're crying.
Yes.
Then you're crying again. Then
I
you're
don't
laughing.
remember it.
Then
Does it
you're
have Diane
crying.
Lane in it? Diane
Diane
Keaton.
Keaton.
Diane
Oh,
Keaton.
okay.
And Craig T. Nelson.
Craig T. Nelson, Luke Wilson,
Let
me tell you
Rachel
guys.
McAdams.
Rachel McAdams, Dermot Mulroney,
Yeah. Sarah Jessica Parker.
Sarah Jessica Parker, Claire Danes.
Yeah.
Just a stacked
Stacked
cast.
Let me explain something.
we
Like I'm
nailed
Jewish,
it.
so
Sure.
we like didn't do this. So I don't really know holiday movies. I've seen
Yeah, but I had a lot of Jewish families in my town that watched a ton of holiday
totally
movies.
a lot of them did, but my family didn't happen to do that. We watched movies during the holidays.
Okay.
But like I watched Wizard of Oz every Christmas.
Okay.
That's fun.
Or we watched Gone with the Wind or
Okay.
West Side Story. Like I watched movies at the holidays,
That's
but
totally
not
fine.
holiday movies. So I sometimes have a hard time differentiating what is a holiday movie and what's not. Because the other day I was like, my favorite holiday movie is Wizard of Oz, and everybody was like, what?
There's no Christmas in that.
So
Well, but they're
There
I-
is a sense of joy and wonderment, Mark, and that's the point of the holiday season.
exactly.
But
like,
I do like A Wonderful Life. I love that movie.
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's
yeah.
a Wonderful Life, and I
barely
love
any
that
holiday
movie.
stuff in that, by the way.
Oh, okay.
That movie
So
is
I like
like
that
a
one.
2-hour epic of a family, and then that last half hour
And then
is Christmas.
There's another
hate
one I
that
really
movie.
love, but I'm forgetting what it's called.
Wow, okay.
Really?
I don't like that movie at
I
all.
love it.
love it,
What's the? Oh, it's kind of like a sliding doors kind of thing. No.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other movie that I really love? Christmas.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
No, it's
Elf,
kind of like
Christmas
a sliding.
Vacation.
It's
Die
kind of
Hard.
like no, it's older.
Christmas Story.
Yeah. That's the one with Scrooge, right?
No.
Oh, Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol, but one of the versions with McAllister. With-
Home Alone,
Macaulay
that's
Culkin?
Kevin
No,
McAllister.
no. The version Alistair Sims.
Oh,
That's a very
yes.
old one.
That's
yeah,
an old
I
one.
like
Yeah.
that one.
Okay.
Okay.
So I saw a couple things. I saw Elf once.
Then maybe tomorrow will be a day for you to realize that
I'll
there are some
learn.
amazing movies out there during the holiday season, i.e., Die Hard, that you should watch.
Frosty Snowman, I saw that.
The claymation one, the original.
Yeah. And I also saw Rudolph.
the Red- Yeah,
Yeah.
both classics. Mm-hmm. Both
And
classics.
Rugrats Hanukkah.
Ah,
That's all we got.
Rugrats. There aren't
8
enough
Crazy Nights.
Yeah.
Did you watch it? I mean, I know.
But there aren't enough good Hanukkah movies out there.
We literally have one.
Yeah. But there's also only one Thanksgiving movie out there too.
Yeah, that's weird too.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot
Planes,
more.
Trains.
Oh,
Well,
nobody else.
there's one. Jodie Foster. She directed it. It's
The Beaver?
called. No. It's called
Home for Purim.
Home for the Holidays.
Is that a Thanksgiving movie?
It is a Thanksgiving movie.
The Jackal.
Jack and Jill, you got to remember that
Oh
one.
yeah. Playing Twister with his sister.
There it is. Home for the Holidays.
Okay.
That's
All right.
I think it's a Thanksgiving one.
Oh,
Batman
I
Returns
saw,
in the chat saying that's a Christmas movie.
I saw Charlie.
Takes place at Christmas.
Charlie.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
No,
Charlie. Buckets?
Charlie
Brown. Charlie Brown.
Oh, that's
I saw
other
that.
Charlie. Those are animated minis. Those are fun.
Yeah,
Those
I
are
saw
good.
that. Though I
Okay.
just wanted to let you know I saw
Oh,
some
okay.
things.
All right. Cool. Cool,
Gremlins. That's a Christmas
I
movie.
didn't see that.
Cool. A lot of people have been yelling at me
Oh, I
about
did see
Gremlins.
Gremlins.
I put out
Gremlins-
a poll on the weekend that was like, if you have 2 hours to watch a Christmas movie, what do you watch? Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, Elf, or Die Hard? And I got more tweets.
Home Alone.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Oh, okay. I was like, what about it? Yelling at me.
Didn't you?
Yeah.
More tweets. What?
I got more tweets of vitriol that Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie,
Oh,
and then
come
people
on.
then vitrioling back at them saying it is. Guys, it's a Christmas movie. They say Christmas like 15 times in it. He saves the day on Christmas.
I like Die Hard.
There's
Love
Christmas
Actually
music.
is my
through it.
favorite.
Love
Love
Actually
Actually-
is a terrible movie.
Okay, I love that movie. It's my favorite.
Really?
I used to watch it all the time, and we watched it the other night. It was on TV, and it's not holding up well for me because I'm starting to. Maybe I'm getting a little cynical in my old age.
It's just not a great movie. It
Nightmare
really
Before
isn't.
Christmas.
Great
Christmas
movie.
movie or
Or Halloween.
Halloween.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot
Both.
the word for Halloween.
You can watch it either one.
Yeah.
I've seen
Just
that one too.
pick your
I like
poison.
that
We're
one.
going to talk more about this tomorrow. Some of our favorite, maybe even some of our favorite Christmas memories, Christmas traditions with movies
Yeah.
or
I
around
got a lot of
TV,
'em.
whatever. She's
Great.
got them. We got them.
Chinese food.
Also tomorrow, it's our last Collider Live of 2018. So if you just tell some friends, tune in. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're
Roxy
You know what's
Strider's
cool
our main
about
host. What's that?
Tomorrow is episode 52,
Ah.
and there are 52 weeks in a year.
Yes.
So it's like we did a year's worth of episodes,
We
Once a
did.
week, yeah.
Yeah.
but we did 3 times a week. Also,
Good
what's
math,
cool
Rex.
is that yesterday was episode 50, and we celebrated.
Did we really?
No, I don't think any of us knew.
Well done. Cody celebrated in the booth, right, Cody? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
Mark, what do we got on the news docket here?
Well, the news is. It's been. I love that so much.
And
I mean, there's not a lot of news out there. It's like we're coming to a slow.
Hollywood is
halt.
shutting down.
Hollywood
oh, it
is
shut
shutting
down
down.
a week ago.
The best
you can
part,
feel
though-
it. The traffic here is
I was just
a
going to
little
say,
bit lighter. A
my,
little bit.
My drive over here this morning was amazing.
It was perfect.
It was so great.
I'm so bitter.
Are you now? You're moving though.
So-
Are you moving closer
Same
or
distance.
farther away? Same distance.
Same distance. I'm so bitter with what you guys are saying because it took me an hour to get here today.
Oh shit.
There was so much traffic. I don't know
Sorry.
what people are talking about.
I need to come down to where you are now living, and I need to show you the quickest way out.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay, done and done.
What's
Easy.
the area?
It's
Don't tell people where you live. Do not
It's
say
No,
it.
that's why I
Los
said the
Angeles?
area.
Yeah, it's in Los
Oh,
Angeles.
Los Angeles. Well, you want to take Fountain?
I sometimes do.
Yeah.
I sometimes do. In fact,
If you
Fountain.
can, if you can make it your way up to my area, right? Outpost. That's
I'm
the
going to
one.
agree and or disagree with you on that one, but
I haven't hit
show you.
any problems.
Okay, knock on wood.
So there it
Well, we
is.
can show you everything.
I
can't
Waze.
show you
Do you
the
guys
way.
Waze? I Waze
No.
every.
Waze is
I don't
the
Waze anymore
worst.
because I take the same exact route every day, and it is by far every day about the same amount
I
of
have
time.
never driven here the same way, not one time.
See, that's your problem. You need to
Okay.
find your route and
I
you need to
haven't found
stick
it.
to it.
Yeah.
And I can show you the routes.
I
Yeah.
need the route.
We got it.
Yeah,
All right.
because when you and I used to go like meet up for coffee or whatever, you'd
Yeah.
beat me there by like 45 minutes,
Yeah.
and we'd be coming from the same place.
I know.
Or like in the same
The
neighborhood.
fact that you lived here this long and are still like, I'm just going to sit on La Cienega.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, but I do.
Don't do it.
I don't understand things.
Yes, that's the correct way of saying
I
that
don't
word.
understand. I'm very directionally challenged.
Okay.
And
Hey,
so
guys.
I need.
Hey, Cody.
Guess what?
What?
It's 11:20.
Oh.
It's time for the bitches.
phone
The
call.
bitches.
We have a
be
phone
We
call.
have
calling
a
in.
phone call.
Let's hear it. Welcome to Collider Live. You're on the hotline. Coming in hot. Who's this?
Hi, it's Graham from Edinburgh in Scotland.
Oh,
Nice.
awesome.
Calling overseas. Love it.
Riley has a
Graham.
great Scottish accent.
No, I'm not going to offend you, dude. I don't
Okay.
want to do that.
And don't worry, I was actually brought up in England, so this is a much
great.
more English accent. Anyway,
Graham, do you like our Braveheart sword? Have you seen the Braveheart sword?
it's looking a bit bendy.
It does have a
Bendy.
little bit of a bend to it. And I think it's because I chopped up a cardboard version of Captain James T. Kirk with it last week, and I may have bent it.
Beggars cannot be
was-
choosers.
That's true. That's
That's
true.
very true.
Graham, what do you got for us, buddy? What do you think?
Well, you actually blew it. I was going to ask you what your favourite Christmas memories were, but I'm now going to switch. You're going to do that tomorrow.
Okay.
But I'm now going to switch it and say, what are you looking forward to doing, seeing movies, doing with family, whatever, this Christmas?
That's a great question, Graham. I'm headed north to be with my wife's family, my in-laws, and they are a big movie family. This I know. So I'm definitely going to go see Creed 2 over the holiday.
Yeah,
and
needed.
definitely going to see because I know my mother-in-law wants to see Spider-Verse.
You still
I'm
haven't
definitely
seen
gonna,
it?
I still haven't seen
I
it.
thought Christian said he was taking
He
you.
did not take me.
Yeah.
That was a lie?
That was
Guess
a lie.
what? Haven't seen it either.
Haven't seen it either?
Yeah,
You still haven't
just-
seen it.
It just like it's been really hard to get to the movies lately, and then there are more Collider folks going to the movies and the screenings to do the reviews, so I'm missing out.
Can
So
I
I'm
tell
like,
you guys?
"Ugh,
I think that
yikes."
because the buzz has like died, I think you're both gonna love.
Oh,
Creed
yeah, I
2.
know I'm
Like,
gonna
get
love it.
amped. It's
So,
so good.
Creed 2 and and Creed 3 will star Scott Stapp. This just into Collider. So Creed 2 and Spider-Verse are definitely the two that I'm most looking forward to. Also, I'm doing my first ever. I'm cooking the traditional Italian dinner on Christmas Eve for my in-laws. First time I've cooked it all by myself. So
Can
I'm
I
a
am
little-
driving up.
I'm a little
I'm
nervous,
not kidding
but
you.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Roxy, yourself?
Not to be the Debbie Downer, I'm really dreading this holiday season. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here solo.
Oh, it's amazing.
And it will be a really tough one for me this year. So I don't know. I'm not sure
Hit the
yet.
movies, watch some TV.
Yeah, I'll order. I'm gonna order in food. I'll cook a little.
You're gonna have friends that are gonna invite you
My little
places.
sister said maybe she hasn't been here in 4 years. She's gonna try. We're gonna see if she can like fly for cheap on Christmas because
cool.
Jews don't mind doing that,
Yeah.
Right.
and Christian people do. So there's that.
Sure.
And otherwise, I think I'm gonna do a lot of writing.
Okay.
That's yeah, I
Marcus?
get it. I'm just going down to the OC,
Yeah.
hanging out with my family. I'm not kidding you. So I'm going to go down there with Julie. You can come down and hang out with us if you
I would
want.
love to.
On the deck, and we'll pop some wine.
Can
there
I
and stuff.
come?
Yeah, I'm not shitting you. I would love for you to come down because I would much rather have you hang out with us than being alone.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird year,
I don't know.
but
Is Graham still on the line? Graham, you still there?
No, he's gone. I totally hung up on
Oh,
him.
okay. Well, thanks
was
for
on
the
me.
call. That's okay. Thanks for
That
the
was
call,
fine,
Graham.
You
yeah.
hung up on him? You want to know why? Because we have another caller.
Oh. Yeah, can that be our call song? Can we just jam Creed every time?
play
we
Creed?
Just play Creed.
I think it's apropos.
Oh wait, Cody, I totally forgot to tell you this. I meant to text you. I forgot. I was walking around Target last week, and there was a cover of Enrique Iglesias' "Hero" being played on the. That was a sound clip of me. Was it, or is that you?
That was me.
Oh, that was you.
I
was
can
totally
be
me.
your hero.
But it was like an
baby.
acoustic. It was like, "I can be your hero, baby," and I think it was a woman, and it
that's
was
beautiful.
fantastic. It was lovely.
I
All right,
can
we got a
take
new
your
caller.
pain.
This is Josh Macuga. You're on with Roxy and Mark Riley on Collider Live. Who's this?
What's going on, guys? This is Jared from Mass.
Jared from
Hey,
Massachusetts.
What part of Mass, man?
I'm about 40 minutes south of Boston, a town called Berkeley.
Oh my God!
Berkeley.
Of course I know Berkeley.
Oh, lovely this time of year. You guys have some snow on the ground or what?
We actually just got snow last night. We got about a half inch, give or take, quarter inch.
Wow.
Did it cover the
So
whole
basically
ground?
nothing.
Did it cover for the first time
Yeah,
this year?
covered- No, we got a good snowstorm earlier this year,
Yeah.
which the great state of Massachusetts forgot to plow part of the highway, putting my car into a ditch. But that's neither here nor there.
Oh man.
They're not very good at the plows.
I will say, if Massachusetts is bad at plowing, Pennsylvania is worse. They would just stop in the middle of the road and smoke a cigarette.
Oh, I think that Mass has you guys at least tit for tat.
Yeah.
We don't plow shit.
I don't know. No, they literally did stop halfway down the
Yeah.
highway. I've got a picture of a perfect line of snow.
Just done. Just done.
I love that. I love that. So, Jared, what's going on, man? What do you want to talk about?
So, just to keep it in the holiday vein a little
I
bit,
love
let's seeing how we got Roxy and the Macuga man there today. What is your drink of choice come that Christmas morning or Christmas night with the family? Is there a special bottle that you guys go to personally? I've got a nice bottle of 21-year-old scotch I go to every year, but
yes.
what are you guys enjoying?
I love that. Jared, thanks for the question, man. That is a great question.
Yeah, no worries.
So I'll let Roxy take this. Go ahead.
I like, so I'm always a whiskey drinker. And so I think that usually I just drink it either straight or on the rocks. I like a good hot toddy around this time.
Yeah.
So I think that, especially if you're starting drinking early,
Yeah.
it's like almost like having tea for breakfast.
100%. 100%. Mark Riley?
I mean, wine.
Yeah.
It's, like I've circled the.
Do you do the Ellis in Die Hard and be like a nice mulled wine, a warm brie?
No, yeah, I don't. I mean, there was some mulled
I don't like
wine
cheese.
at the holiday party I was at last weekend, and I was like, and I drank it. I was like, okay.
What is mulled wine?
It's like it's warm,
Oh.
and I don't really know what goes into it. It was
Okay.
just like it was told this is it, and I drank it, and I was like, that's good.
And this is
Yeah,
going to
it's
be the
good.
worst joke. You're going to get a Sean Maroney on this. So is it just Martin Mull serving you wine?
That is incorrect.
Sean
Got it.
Maroney!
Sean Maroney.
Everybody.
No, I this year in particular, I joined a wine club the weekend I got engaged
Nice.
at this great winery, and they sent us some bottles. So
Fantastic.
I've taken out a bottle and I've circled that. That is being open on Christmas Eve with the family.
Oh, great. I love that.
Yeah.
Red?
It's red, yeah.
Mark's a red guy. He doesn't drink
You
much
can't-
red.
No, I don't drink white.
White
I
wine
can't.
in the holidays?
That's a summer
I will
thing.
occasionally drink it on a hot day if we're out, and it's like maybe
On a
I'll start
boat.
there on the boat. I'll do
Yeah.
that.
But just by choice?
But yeah, by choice, I'm popping red, and I'm popping either like a petite Syrah, maybe
Yum.
like usually a cab, but like Malbecs I like.
I'm a Pinot Noir gal.
Pinot Noir we've been doing a lot of lately.
Well done.
Yeah.
I usually, I'm like you, I'm whiskey. There's nothing quite that says Christmas like whiskey. So if I'm back in Pittsburgh, I know that I don't have to go to midnight mass with the family.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so
What
I
is that?
drink.
You
it's-
go to church and
at
they do
midnight.
a ceremony?
No, it's like it's just like the first Christmas mass. It's like like Jesus Christ is born and kind of a thing. And then like at the church that I went to, we had this amazing chorus and these bells. It's actually a pretty fun mass to be a part of. It's like, it's rowdy almost.
How long is
It's just
it?
an hour. It's
Oh,
not that long.
that's pretty good.
Yeah. And so we have like the big Italian meal, and so everybody's tired. So I'm drinking a lot of Bullet. Bullet seems to be like my bourbon of choice over the holidays for some reason.
Yeah, well, I love Bullet.
Bullet.
And then on Christmas morning, my favorite thing to do is wake up, make a tea, and make a hot toddy.
Yeah.
I love it. And I usually, yeah. And last year, a friend of mine was like, you need to start getting yourself like a really good bottle of bourbon as a tradition and like having that just neat by the fireplace as Christmas night ends. I'm like, that's a really good idea. So last year, I got this bottle of Michter's like 15 year, 16 year. That was fantastic. And this year, I went to Total Wine & More and got a bottle of stuff called Black Maple Hill. And I'm just really looking forward to drinking some of that
Anything
on
with
Christmas.
maple in it?
Yeah.
That word?
Candy
Feels like
cane?
it sells me.
Candy corns? Candy.
What were the other ones? It was candy cane, candy corn.
Candy and syrup.
Syrup.
So he goes candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup. He's like, oh, you really like sugar? Is there sugar and syrup?
Yeah. Then yes.
So good. So good.
Elf is the
Great
best.
question by Jared from Mass. A true Massachusetts man coming in hot with a good question.
Good math question, baby.
And I hope
Making me
that
proud.
the Mass dot plows the roads better this year.
Nope.
Nope, not going to happen.
Yep.
Do we
not
have any
doing it.
Twitter questions there, Mark? Ryan?
Oh, I can get to Twitter, sure. I was looking at the chat, and no, I do not drink red wine and drink beer and pass out by the tree.
No.
Somebody
Don't
said,
mix-
no, Riley only drinks beer and passes out in front of the tree.
Yeah.
And I'm like, one, I don't drink beer. I don't drink beer a lot.
I don't really drink much beer at all anymore
Yeah.
either. Mark Ellis does. He likes beer.
There are certain things that, beer. No, and I like my beers every once in a while, but
I like the way they taste. I don't like the way they make me feel.
Like bloated.
Yeah, just not even
full.
I can't do anything else.
Right.
Like if I have a couple of beers, that's it. Like I'm not drunk and I'm not okay.
Yeah.
So
I just been turned on to. I mean, I like IPAs, but these sour beers that people are drinking,
I like a sour
they're
beer.
really good.
That's the thing. I actually really like the way things taste. But again, unless you have like an IPA, unless there's a high alcohol content, if I have to drink 3 drinks of something and I'm not buzzed,
Yeah.
I can't keep loading it into my body.
100%. I hear you. We have any tweets there? Do we have enough phone call?
Tweets?
Cody?
We do.
Let's do it.
do that. Well, yeah.
Say it with me now.
Is this a lady on the phone? Hello.
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 Yes, hello.
Hey, welcome to Collider Live. Who's this?
Hey, this is Tim Franco, friend of the show.
Hey, Tim
Franco.
Franco. What's
well
going
done.
on?
What's up, man? A movie trivia genius. A
Yeah.
player. Yeah. Big fan. What's up, Tim? How are you, buddy?
Not much, man. It'd be just my luck I'd get in on a day that Christian's not here.
Ah.
But I think I
Why,
prefer
do you like
this
him
crowd
more than
anyways.
us, or what's the deal?
No, I prefer
Probably.
you guys. I prefer you guys. You guys are fun.
Ah, thank
You don't have to say
Uh,
that.
it's-
It's okay.
to get in, no, it's funny because I got in one time, and then I was like in the waiting line. I could hear you guys talking, and then I got hung up on. But it's okay.
Oh,
Classic Cody.
That was me.
Tim,
I
you got a
wanted to
question
get
for
in
us?
on
What's
the-
going on?
Not really a question. I've just been kind of hanging out and listening. I wanted to get in on the holiday drink conversation.
Oh,
Yeah, what do you
line
like?
it up.
Well, I'm a beer guy, so I
Oh.
love beer. I'll drink beer all the time.
Mhm.
IPAs, stouts, sours.
Okay.
Love it all. Any of you guys like eggnog?
I've never had it.
Okay, so here's
Not
the
an
thing.
eggnog guy.
Tim, I learned how to make an eggnog 2 years ago, and I started like upping my recipe each time I did it to make it like more and more liquory, but also
thought it
more
didn't
and
have
more
booze
like
in it.
No.
It
It has
does?
tons of
Booze in it,
booze.
yeah.
Oh.
And so I started putting a bunch of different ingredients, and now I got to tell you, Tim, I love the eggnog I make. It is very bad for you. I mean, it is like 4,000 calories per sip, but it is fantastic.
Okay, I'll drink
What
it.
about yourself, Tim?
What are you putting in it?
All right, so I start, like with the traditional tons of heavy cream, milk, eggs, and then I put...
What?
Yeah, that's what's in an eggnog. And then
You cook the eggs?
No, the eggs are raw, and then you whip them so
Okay.
it's cold. Then I put a lot of cinnamon, nutmeg, and then I put like a half a bottle of butterscotch schnapps, an entire bottle of whiskey, and then I put a little bit of Kahlua, a little bit of Bailey's Irish cream, and then I top it.
Cinnamon.
No, I top it with white creme de menthe.
Okay, I'll drink that.
Yeah.
That sounds delicious.
Sounds like a heart attack.
It's a lot of booze, and it's very, very sweet. But I mean, a few glasses of it at Christmas time, it's fantastic. What about yourself, Tim?
Oh, that sounds amazing. I don't get that fancy, but that sounds like I should take a page out of your book.
Yeah.
I usually just rock some bourbon in it or some like SoCo.
Yeah. Oh, SoCo, I bet
I
would be
miss
fantastic.
SoCo.
Yeah.
SoCo
we
bread
were
of
just
lime.
talking about
Yeah.
that Friday. SoCo was college.
Yeah.
Have you guys had the butter beer at Universal at the
No.
Harry Potter
No, is it
world?
good? Is it
land?
alcoholic? No, it's
No, but you go there and then you buy shots of whiskey or Fireball and you put them in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That, like, if I could get butterbeer outside of Universal and sneak it out into, that's the most sugary, amazing, like,
Tim,
drink. We need that.
Let me give you a little word of advice. Get like you would with your normal eggnog, then put the bourbon in it like you would, and like maybe even a sweeter bourbon. Don't go so like Jim Beam, like maybe a Knob Creek or like a Bullet or something like that, and then add a
I've been
little.
using Basil Hayden.
Oh, dude. Basil Hayden is one of the best bourbons on the planet. I don't know if you want to insult it in the eggnog, but throw
Only recently, that's the only thing I had in my counter. So
Tim, save the Basil Hayden for when I come over, and we'll just drink that stuff neat. Throw the bourbon in it, and then throw a little bit of Fireball and like a touch of cinnamon liqueur if you just want to go simple. Just that little bit of cinnamon that adds to it. It's fantastic, I promise you.
sounds great.
Yeah, bud.
I like
Well, dude, hey,
cinnamon.
man, thanks for the call, and have a great holiday.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, see you guys later.
See
I'll
you,
be at the
Tim.
Phoenix show.
Yeah, all
Nice.
right. Love you.
That's
Can't wait to
awesome.
see you, buddy.
I got a great question.
Go ahead.
Okay. What's the best movie?
Who's this coming from?
This is from Bryce Wong, at Bryce Wong.
Bryce Wong?
What is
Possibly, bitches.
Possibly.
what is the best movie to fall asleep to? I'm thinking about taking a nap this afternoon.
Okay.
I love this.
This is really easy.
Okay.
Okay. You throw on Elf. Okay.
Okay.
And right around the time he starts like, yeah, right around the time he gets fired from the Macy's or the Gimbals or whatever, till about the time they start singing the Christmas Carol is a great place to take a nap if you're thinking about a holiday movie. Also, if you're thinking about a holiday movie, and you want like. There are points in Christmas Vacation, like right at the end of like the first 15 minutes, you could take a little 15-minute nap and wake up just as the grandparents are kind of showing up, and you're gonna get like a really good last hour of Christmas Vacation. I'm just thinking holiday movies.
You're throwing all the holidays.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you, Rox?
I don't get it.
What don't you get, Roxy?
Like, why would you put on a movie to take a nap?
Because you need something in the background.
All the time. Yeah, and that's okay. That's part of the answer. Is you put on a movie you've seen hundreds of times.
Yes.
So
Okay,
it would
for
be
me, it'd
very
be Star Wars.
individual. So I would watch Sex and the City.
Okay.
There you go.
The movie?
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
made the answer.
Or are the one that I've napped during many times because I know it very well is Crazy Stupid Love.
Ah, that's a good one too.
Or if you truly want to assure that you are going to fall asleep, The English Patient.
Yes. I don't know.
Mary
'cause
Poppins,
it sucked.
the new one.
Does anybody hate The English Patient as much as I do?
It's you, Elaine Bennis, and myself.
Okay, good. This was my ex's favorite movie, and she begged me to watch it with her. And I had seen it in theaters, and I was like, that is an awful movie. It's so
Terrible.
boring.
Just
We put it on.
horrendous.
I fell asleep. She got mad at me.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Being
I'm
with
sorry I
somebody
warned
with
you.
bad taste in movies, kind
It's
of
a
a
deal
deal
breaker.
breaker.
I mean,
yeah.
it's an Oscar-winning film, correct? It
Yeah.
won, I
Everything.
believe, Best Picture,
I don't
which
know.
I don't understand.
I haven't seen it.
And that movie
horrendous.
just bores me
Is
to
it a
tears.
holiday thing?
It's just so slow.
It's so slow.
But is it
and
a holiday?
No,
No.
it's not a holiday movie.
It's just
That's one of my favorite Seinfeld episodes, though.
Yeah.
And if you're talking about shows that, like, if I throw a show on and I know when I wake up I'll be happy and when I fell asleep I'll be happy, just throw on Jeopardy on Netflix. I swear. Some awesome old episodes of Jeopardy that you may have forgotten. Because they have ones from like the late 90s, early 2000s. It's absolutely fantastic. I really want them to throw like the vintage Jeopardies on there from like the late 80s when it came back on TV, early 90s. Because you kind of see the transition of the set and everything. Just fantastic.
You got me tuning into Jeopardy the other day because of Dave Leffler.
Oh, Dave Leffler.
However, the reason I tuned in is you said Dave Leffler is crushing it right now on Jeopardy, whatever you said. And I'm like, when I was in a cover band for many years, Dave Leffler was my lead guitarist. And I'm like, is he fucking on Jeopardy? Sweet. And then, no.
Dave Leffler was from Pittsburgh. Hell of a mustache. He had a nice 4-game run. And if you guys, Jeopardy.com, you can do a fantasy sweepstakes. They're doing their first ever team tournament. And if you win, you get a all expenses paid trip to wherever this certain travel agency goes. It's fantastic.
Can I come?
You can.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Here's another good
Give
question. From Cena Bigelow.
Cena.
At Cena_Bigelow, what has been your favorite thing you've done this year?
Wow. Favorite thing I've done this year?
I love that.
Well, so 2018 started in January. I will say my favorite thing I did was I finally took my wife to the Jersey Shore, and I went on a Jersey Shore vacation with my family. And we hadn't been to the Jersey Shore in a few years, and it was the weather was perfect, and it was just as I remembered it. I love that place so much, so that was like a really magical time. And I also took her to Penn State to see the campus for the first time. So yeah, my favorite thing I did in 2018 was that for sure. Yeah. And I went to a Jeopardy taping, and Alex Trebek called me out of the crowd. So there's that.
That's good. Yeah. That's good. Rocks.
You go.
Well, I got engaged this year.
That you
did. That was pretty good. You know,
via drone.
Via drone. I launched the drone to much to her chagrin, and had it recording. Did the deed. People were watching in the background, being awkward. That was really fun.
Yeah.
But we were in the wine country, so that was really fun. And then I have an honorable mention because it turns out it's the last time that will ever happen for us because the Duffy was sold. When we went on the weekend booze cruise, Macuga, your wife,
the one that
Tom,
Finstock
the one that
missed
famously Finstock. That was the
we
last.
ate the sushi off the people's plate.
We ate the sushi off the people's plate. We were watching a USC game, eating sushi, another booze cruise. That was the last weekend because my grandmother did pass away months earlier. That Duffy is now sold. Yeah. And so it's getting time to shutter the house. So that was a great last memory for me.
Fantastic. Roxy, what about yourself? You started a show called Hypothetical Questions on the Climate
I did. You know, I had a really, really trying year this year. But there was, of course, amazing moments throughout it. I don't know if one stands out. I think in general, my favorite part of the year is that I stood by somebody who really needed me, and I think I grew a lot as a person.
Cool.
So I think that's my favorite. Like when I look back on 2018, I think that's what I'll remember.
Right on.
And not like a day.
Okay. Right on. Oh, that's a good question. I like that.
I like that.
Cody, we have a call?
Josh, you're not going to believe this.
What?
We got a caller on the line.
Oh, man.
Do you believe it?
Hey, Cody, did you play our friggin' theme song or what?
Hold on. Stand by. Hold on. Gonna make it worth it.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Hold for Creed. Hold for
Creed. Hey, welcome to Collider Live. Who's this?
Hey, Jens, this is Rob from Pittsburgh.
Hey, what's up, Rob? What are you doing down there? You still celebrating that Steelers win over the Patriots? What's you doing?
Oh,
I
my
want to talk
God.
to you.
Suck it, Rox. I'm sorry. No, I can't.
I can't believe you didn't text me. That was really polite of you. Thank you.
I'm not one of those. I don't know if you're like this, Rob, but I'm not one of those guys that rubs in a win because I know down the line of all my Pittsburgh fandom, I know that we will lose again. So I don't like to get too cocky. But come on, how good was that Pittsburgh Steelers win on Sunday? Huh?
Oh, it's so good. I rubbed my balls in my friend's face when the Patriots fan was at my house. So it's
So
great.
he's not the kind of guy who likes to rub it in either.
Rob,
No.
way to go, dude.
No, hey.
Rob,
Hey,
where are you from in
speaking
Bergen
of
now? Where are you from in Bergen?
I'm in Monroeville.
Oh,
But,
out there
hey,
in Monroeville way.
I was just in Bridgeville.
Nice. That's from where I'm from.
I know, Topgolf, man.
Hell yeah. They did open up Golf down there. That's awesome. My parents still haven't been yet, but I hear it's sick.
Is that
I
wow?
don't
Yeah,
even
that's
get
the
it.
accent.
Pretty
Huh?
dope.
That's
It's
so funny.
sick.
Well, I'll get to my question real quick. I know last year we had the wonderful Greatest Showman, and I sarcastically say that. But
It was so good.
this year we have Mary Poppins.
Ugh.
What type of musical or feel good like musical would you guys want next Christmas?
Yeah,
Because I
Macuga.
would
What
love
kind
the
of
Book of
musical?
Mormon.
Oh, feel good musical. Rob comes in hot with one of them, huh? Dude, I'll tell you what, if they put a musical to the 2010 Steelers season when we beat the Cardinals in a Super Bowl, that's the kind of musical I want to see. I want to see Roethlisberger in tights. I want to see Tomlin singing some tunes. I want to see the ghost of Myron Cope come out from the dead and sing a couple songs too. That's the kind of stuff I want to see.
I can't understand you. I want
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I desperately want there to be a Fleetwood Mac musical.
Oh.
So bad.
Did you go the other night?
I did.
Julie was there.
I went on Thursday. She goes Saturday.
She went Thursday.
Really?
Yeah. No,
I
Saturday
did.
she was at the party with us.
I did. They're unbelievable, and like all of their songs tell crazy stories, and so
Yeah.
I feel like they would work really well in a movie.
Stevie Nicks and like that whole, they've had some
Crazy,
times.
and even like if it was a biopic kind of musical, which Greatest Showman I guess you could say was, even though it wasn't. Just yes, because sign me up for that. And Lindsey Buckingham, like what actually was going on? Who's picking which? There's so much.
There is, okay, so I know I'm a broken record. I get it. I know it. But Journey's whole, like, their discography, right? If you took their greatest hits, they would make a fantastic musical. I know that, like, some of their songs were played in Rock of Ages and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but if it works for Mamma Mia, it can work for Journey.
Yes. I mean, you have this, it ends with Don't Stop Believin'. It starts with Any Way You Want It. In between, you have your two ballads with Open Arms and Faithfully. In between, you have your Go Your Separate Ways.
Yep.
You have the Wheel in the Sky that keeps on turning at the like the middle part of the first act. Then you have your Lights Go Down the City when the romance starts.
Oh, here we go.
The entire song library of Journey lends itself so well to a musical.
That's how I feel about Fleetwood.
Yeah.
But I feel that way about Journey too. I just can't picture in any world Faithfully coming on the big screen and me not bawling my eyes out.
Yeah, of course.
That song is one of the most perfect songs that ever existed.
Yes, you're
It's
right.
just like
Great DJing back there, Cody. Really good stuff.
Yeah,
Really,
that was awesome.
really
Yeah.
good.
What about you, Mark Riley?
God, I don't know. I mean, I know that there's some musicals. You know what I want to see? I don't know if it's going to be feel good, but I need to understand how the hell they're going to do this. Cats the musical is coming out next year.
Really?
And I think it's the director of who did Les Miserables and whatnot. But like Idris Elba is going to be in it.
Would it be like motion capture?
Hey, Sean Maroney!
Yes!
Probably. I need to understand
I don't
because
know.
my mother, growing up, big musical person, she really, wanted to give us culture. So I saw everything. I saw Cats. I saw Starlight Express. I saw
I
Phantom
like
of-
Starlight Express.
Starlight Express is
'Cause it's
pretty
on roller
awesome. It's on
skates.
roller skates. Phantom of the Opera, Les Mis. I've seen them all. Cats is
Humble brag.
batshit crazy.
Yeah, Cats is wild.
It is wild. The music is great. It is great, but it's like weird.
Okay.
I want to see this thing. How are they going to do it? We were going to talk about Lady and the Tramp using real dogs.
Yeah.
In their live action movie and probably just animate the mouse. Use real cats, and I want to see them sing, and I want to see them do cat stuff.
Yeah, and
like dress them
that
like the
story
actors.
of the dogs being real dogs in the making of Lady and the Tramp makes me giggle so much because you know that the director is like, oh God, I gotta work with dogs again today.
Because babies, dogs, like that's
Babies,
nightmare.
dogs, it's the worst. And we started talking about that show, Downward Dog.
Yes.
And thanks for the phone call, Rob. A great question and a great dude from Pittsburgh. And that show, Downward Dog, which took place in Pittsburgh. Allison, I forget her name, but Lucas Neff was in it. Allison Holm.
I don't remember
Holmby.
the show you were talking about. What
It was
year?
like it was 2 years ago, I think. Or maybe even
Downward
last
Dog?
year. Yeah, and so
Was
there
it
was
a
a
yoga
dog.
show?
No, no, you think so? That's why I think it didn't go anywhere because the title was really bad. But she played the lead, and they kind of animated the dog's mouth just a little bit, and it was just the dog in office style talking heads, and the dog would say what's going on, and then you would see the dogs do kind of stuff without talking. But it was a really sweet, heartfelt show that I
was so
really
good.
really
It was
enjoyed.
good.
Yeah,
Wow.
you
It was
introduced
great.
me to
yeah.
it.
But the actual, I just always feel bad for cast, crew, director, producer that tries to work with live action animals. There is a really funny article I read in Rolling Stone. Sorry, not Rolling Stone, Maxim. It's probably like 10 years ago about the making of Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey. And it was only like 3 pages, right? But it was talking about how hard making that movie was, like how impossible it was, because you were just working for 90% of the movie. You're just working with a cat and 2 dogs. That's it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, dogs are. I've seen dogs actually on set.
Yeah.
Worked with, it was a commercial, and they are like, if they were trained for set work, Oh my God, they're great. I don't think.
Remember when we tried to get Cal to be on camera?
But
That
still
didn't go.
unpredictable because if it's thunder or lightning that day or a
Very
weird
true.
smell or a different dog walks by, like as trained as you are, you're still dog.
It's like the people I see when they have their dogs off leash. I'm like, I get it. You trained your dog well enough that you think it's going to stay, but let's be honest, that's a dog still.
It's a dog. Somebody just this last weekend was letting the dog off the leash. And we're talking, he's walking down from Runyon Canyon, right?
Towards
and
Hollywood
walking
Boulevard.
on Hollywood Boulevard without it. And the dog, of course, walks over to Cal, and Cal, who's a dick, is like, he starts growling, and he's like, and the guy goes, oh, he's friendly. I go, my dog is not.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your dog is going to get bit by my dog,
Yep.
And
and
it's
then
gonna
you're
be
going to
your
blame
fault.
me from your dog being... There are the worst dog people out there.
Yep, 100%.
The worst
And the
out
best.
there.
They're the best and the worst.
The
of
best.
Well, I'm
humanity.
one of the best.
Yeah.
So I know this. Well, I mean,
Do we,
Cal
do we have
makes me
another
good.
Twitter question? Do you have anything you like in there?
We have 50 episodes have come and gone, says DOC _Doom, Ian Walter.
Doc Doom?
Doc Doom. 50 episodes have come and gone. What has been your favorite episode this year? Do you have one? Can you remember? I know that's hard.
That's a tough one.
They all kind of blend into the same.
They really do sometimes.
Because we do them so many times a
I
week.
would say when I kind of attacked Christian about his Instagram, that was pretty fun and entertaining.
that was
And
pretty
That was the
funny.
one I wasn't on.
You weren't on that one.
No.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I would have liked
man.
to get some back. Oh yeah, Dorina was here. That was like the one right before Thanksgiving. I would have liked a little backup from Roxy on that one, but that was entertaining. I really enjoyed the introduction of Danish Christian Harloff. You know.
Yeah, I thought
Danish
that he'd make
Christian
an
Harloff.
appearance on the show today, but I guess he didn't want to come in. Maybe tomorrow he'll
No,
come.
no. He's. I believe he's on a flight, and
Is he on
so tomorrow he will be here. But he'll
Wait,
be
is he here now? Is that?
No. I'm son of a. He will be
It was
here
like the
tomorrow.
audition all over again.
Look, there he is. There is Danish Christian.
There is Christian Harloff.
I'm his friend. Danish Mark Ellis. And no, but so yeah, Danish Christian Harloff will be here tomorrow. Just a heads up for you guys, Danish Christian Harloff will be here tomorrow. He'll be talking about some of his favorite Danish Christmas movies that you may or may not know. You may or may not know.
Look, can you tease one of them?
Yeah.
Because I believe there's.
I'd like to watch it tonight to prepare.
There's
Yes.
there's a very famous one I know from Sweden.
Yes,
or
so
Danish.
one of the most
Daneland.
famous ones. It debuted in the year 2003. It's called Ein Snowflake. And what happens
Right.
is
Ein
one
Snowflake.
snowflake falls during Christmas, and when it hits the ground, the entire world freezes, and the world must find
Starting in
its-
Denmark, it
sta-
freezes on its way out.
starts freezing the entire world. And what the
Right.
Danish must do, because they've been living in this cold with this one snowflake for so long, is they must travel around the world to stop the ice from coming. And it's many more just a commentary on global warming.
What is the perspective?
Yes,
Oh, yes.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
It
get it.
reminds me of the fake movie that is in Tropic Thunder.
Yes.
At the beginning.
Scorcher 6.
Scorcher 6, and then it's like the 8th one, it freezes over.
And he's got the twin babies in the Eskimo outfits. Yeah,
And a
that's,
machine gun.
that's pretty great. Yeah.
Oh, good stuff there. Danish
Hey,
Harloff.
Cody, what do we think? Do we have a phone call?
Yes!
Me, I'm free.
Wait, whoa.
Welcome to Collider
You don't sing
Live. Who it be? Who's this? What's up? Welcome to Collider Live.
Hey, this is Dalton from Dallas, Texas. How are you guys
Dalton
doing?
I
from
love
Dallas.
that name. Dalton's such a cool name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
were
it
your
is.
parents Roadhouse fans or just awesome people?
They were huge Roadhouse fans, so I appreciate you recognizing
And
that.
also
Yes.
awesome people.
And also
Well
awesome
done.
people.
Awesome because they like Roadhouse.
Quick question, Dalton. Do your parents own a bar called the Double Deuce somewhere in the Dallas metro area?
No, but we've been discussing plans to make that happen. No,
Oh,
I'm kidding. That's not going to
fantastic.
ever happen, but it's a dream of mine.
Oh.
And then to just have people that are Roadhouse fans are the only ones allowed to be in there. It's playing on every television. That would be a dream of mine.
That
Oh my
sounds
God.
amazing.
So
Really
parents
does.
are cool,
Yes.
but Dalton is also very cool.
Listen, cool parents raise cool kids. That's just like a given.
That's very
Fact.
true.
Fact. So, Dalton, what's going on, man? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I just wanted to give like all of you guys a shout out. I mean, the afternoons with Josh and Ken is like a highlight of my Friday.
It's
I was
literally
bummed
the
that
best.
there
Thanks,
wasn't
man.
one
Thank
last
you.
Friday. I
Appreciate this.
adore that show. The Riley Roundtable is a staple of my week.
Oh, thanks,
and then
dude.
mainly though, I've got to give a shout out to Roxy. My wife is like adores watching the show with me because she's got a woman to actually watch on there. So like,
That's awesome.
I don't have a vagina, but my wife, who does, is a
Good
huge
for her.
fan of you, as am I. So I just wanted to give that shout out.
Don, thank you so much. That's awesome.
Don't you just go, my wife, who does?
What is your wife's
Yeah, I
name,
just wanted to
Dalton?
make that clarification. It's Melissa.
Melissa, thank you so much for watching too. I appreciate that.
Awesome. Just love it. Dalton, you're
Cheers
the
to
man.
vaginas, girlfriend.
Dalton,
Cheers.
we appreciate the phone call, and I know that it's not considered a Christmas movie, but it's always Christmas when you're watching Roadhouse. I think we can all agree on that.
100%.
Yes. Dalton, thanks for the call, man. Really
Wow, what
appreciate
an
it.
awesome dude.
Thanks.
All right. Happy holidays.
That's awesome.
We've had some great calls
Really
today.
good
really
calls.
Good
Love
callers.
everybody. Yeah, the chat's doing well in there, guys.
Really
I
good
had
chat in
really
there.
good
My
chat.
wife, who does?
has one?
Yeah, she got one of those.
That was the best.
Amazing.
That
That's
just made me
fantastic.
laugh so.
Dalton's
Why
just
it's worth
crushing
it. Now the chant
Yeah.
comes full circle.
Man, I will
Better
tell
than
you.
bitches. We're taking back vagina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking it back. You didn't tell me your favorite show moment. I kind of cut you off, and I apologize.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think the one, it's like we have bits that I think
Yeah.
coming back. Like I wasn't on board with the 8 and 9 one first, but now I love that more than anything. And then I don't know, just your guys' faces when I talked about that I would eat a human. I just will never forget. I'll never
Yeah.
forget those moments.
9?
Yeah. 9 humans?
Yeah, I thought that.
9.
And 9. Yeah. Sorry, Cobster.
Yeah.
Sorry again.
How many? Well,
9?
What was yours?
9.
Did we do yours?
No,
9.
I
Eighth.
this.
Yep.
But I think it was show number 8 or
Eighth.
yeah,
The eighth show.
8th show, or was it?
Was
it?
Could have been the.
Maybe
a
it was
little later, I
the.
think,
It was
yeah.
the 9.
I don't know. It was
Nine.
the
It was the
7th.
9th show.
9.
Yeah, that was
Nine.
it. It was the
Okay,
9th
nine,
show.
Got it.
I don't really remember.
Some
you know
guests, maybe.
what? Jim Cummings coming on.
I missed
Voice
that
of
day,
Pooh.
unfortunately. Yeah.
He then did something so nice for me by doing the voice for a video for my niece.
Yeah.
Talk about being a hero.
Yeah.
That was to see her face, because then my sister showed me her reaction.
Oh, that's cool.
And my niece was just like, first she was like, "Oh, there's Uncle Mark," and then the voice came and she's like,
Yeah.
That's
and it was really cool. So that was good. But John Noble coming on the show too. That was a
Yeah.
great interview. I just loved listening
I
to
liked
him.
when Vladimir Klitschko attempted to punch me. Like he
That one
threatened
was
my
good.
life.
Ron Perlman.
Oh, Ron Perlman was
Ron
great.
Perlman was great.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of really awesome guests.
Cody, we got a call.
No, it stopped working, actually.
Oh, what happened?
Skype is down.
Skype is down. We got inundated with phone calls. We appreciate all the people that did call. We have some Twitter questions.
Yeah, I'll give you a hypothetical from Tim Chapman.
Hypothetical
At
questions. You guys can see it on the Collider TV Talk channel every single Wednesday with Roxy and myself. We'll be doing a holiday episode today and a New Year's episode next week.
Rocks on Josh's box.
I just, I'm glad I set that up because that was the point. Okay,
Well done.
if Brightburn, have you seen the trailer for Brightburn? It's a horror movie, but Superman kind of mythology
but not
subversion.
actually
It's
Superman.
not Superman.
Not DC related.
But it's not DC. It's not anything. It's an original, like, what if
Elizabeth
an
Banks.
alien lands in the back of a farm and the
Mm-hmm.
parents raise it, but instead of being a nice guy that goes on to save the world numerous times, it's an evil child, and it's going to then be the horror version of that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So the director David Yarovesky, what if this is a hit?
I think Yorovsky.
Yarovsky, Yarovesky. Oh, a Y.
Yarovesky.
Yeah.
Now, he directed a Guardians kind of thing, Guardians of the Galaxy, like Inferno thing.
Fan film?
He's worked with James Gunn before.
Okay.
James
What if-
Gunn's producing this.
Oh.
James Gunn is producing this. If this thing's a hit, do you think Marvel will hire him for Guardians Volume 3?
Yorovsky.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because that keeps it in the
That
Gunn
sounds-
fan.
that
I think this
seems
is-
kind of reasonable.
I think this is too. I mean, they've done it before. It's definitely doable, but I don't think the tone would make them feel as confident.
Correct. Yeah.
It's
I think
not
it's
I
like
because
thought you were
watch
going
this.
in this direction of like, if this is a hit, will we see more horror superhero films? To which I would be like, God, no, please.
I think
I'd
yeah.
be okay with that. I just don't know if if I watched this and it was the best movie of the year, even, I don't know that I would feel confident leaving being like, that should be the Guardians director.
Right.
But you know, people cross over all the time. James Wan coming over to Aquaman. It's not like that's
It's true.
a horror film.
And you see this all the time when a movie comes out and shocks. Like, you're like, where did that come from? Like, certain movies, maybe this is the one. That director usually is all of a sudden, it's like launched.
It depends on if we see timing, you know, if not just comedic timing, but if the pacing is really good, things that make Guardians really different and character development.
The one
we'll
thing
have to
that
see.
really does make me nervous is what Guardians 3 looks like without James Gunn, because I really love the Guardians franchise, and I know that like a lot of people didn't necessarily love Guardians 2, and I loved it. I loved
I
Guardians 2.
do think that they are keeping the script of his, so maybe that makes you feel more confident if I'm correct,
I think
which
they-
I don't feel confident in myself.
I think they are. I think that's the report that the script is going to be kept. I don't know.
Should we do one more Twitter question? What do you think?
Yeah, we
Let's
can do one more.
One more, you got it?
Yeah.
Babes.
Babes.
You want a holiday theme?
Yeah,
Just
let's do a
one?
holiday theme. one.
Okay.
Happy.
Broom Kid asks,
Broom
that
Kid.
subatomic freak, do you have any favorite Christmas albums?
Yes.
Mine is the Andy Williams Christmas album.
Andy Williams Christmas album. Okay. There's two I love. Go ahead. You go first.
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Bruce, all Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Came out on Netflix. The Bruce
I haven't
Springsteen and
watched it
Brother.
yet. Everybody's been tweeting at me.
I
Do you know
need to
he's my
watch it.
number one interview in the whole world? If I could get one person,
I could see that.
oh, I'd die.
Yeah.
I would die. I'm putting it out into the ether.
Do it.
But I'm really mad because do you guys know I've been listening a lot of K-Love?
K-Love.
Okay, so
Oh.
as a Jew, first I didn't realize for the last 2 years because I got my car used, I've been listening to K-Love every morning.
Okay.
Didn't realize it was a Christian love station.
Yeah.
It just got me feeling very inspired. But I hate it around Christmas time because they switch from their like Christian rock, sweet stuff to this weird Christmas music. I'm not into the Christmas music
Okay.
that much. It's just too Christmas.
Okay.
And so
Makes sense.
I've discovered I like Christian songs
Okay.
better than I like Christmas songs.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That K-Love thing, or I think because it was 100.3 the sound, right? And then, then it went to K-Love or whatever. And I remember tuning in
love
like the
the
first 2
sound.
weeks. I may have even told this on here before. As I was listening to it, I was like, damn, this song is good. Like, these
Yeah.
are good. And then I didn't realize it was a Christian rock station. I was like, who are
Yes.
these new artists? And then it was like, Jesus, hallelujah, kind of stuff. And I was like, all right, well,
Exactly.
listen, I mean, I appreciate the tune.
It's not the lyrics, it's the music
It's the
that makes me
music.
feel like
Yeah.
uplifted in the morning. I'm like, yeah.
It's good music. For me, there are two Christmas albums that always get me. One is Mannheim Steamroller. Like the
Oh, yeah.
they
Yeah.
and it's like electric intervention.
If I had
Love
to
it.
think
Instrumental.
what yours was, that's what I would
That's
think.
it.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
And the other one, which is totally flip, is the Luther Vandross Christmas album. He sings this song.
Really?
Yeah, he sings a song called "The Mistletoe Jam." Okay.
Okay.
And at the beginning of it, there's like a spoken part where it's him and a woman, and she's like, "I'm not standing under that mistletoe with you. Last time I did that, I had twins." And I was like, "Yes, yes, Luther, yes." And then it's like, if you're out there and you have never heard the Mistletoe Jam, it's not exactly the catchiest tune, but it is one of like, it's a classic '90s
Bizarre.
hip hop, like R&B, or maybe late '80s. I'm not exactly sure when the Vandross Christmas album came out, but it was like, "This is the mistletoe jam, yeah.
Yeah.
I like."
Yeah.
And then it's like, the mistletoe jam.
Love it.
It's pretty solid. It's
Any
pretty
Mariah
solid.
Carey fans in here?
I mean, I like Mariah
it's
Carey,
going
but
once,
that was
going twice.
That really.
So
There's only one Christmas album
Oh, yeah?
to listen to over the holidays, and that is A Charlie Brown Christmas
Okay.
by jazz pianist Vince Guaraldi. It is the greatest. Okay? Blum, blum, blum. It's where we get the blum, 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 you know? And
Yeah,
then there's
yeah,
some.
yeah.
wow, I don't know what that. Oh, I know
It's
that.
jazz.
But what's the blum blum? What's blum
You know
blum blum?
when Charlie Brown, like anything happens
He's
to
just
Charlie
it's
Brown,
like his good walking music.
and he puts his head down, he walks home, dun, 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 and they played in Arrested
Yeah.
Development.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Totally.
because I'm a jazz guy too. I like to put on a little
Really
jazz,
nice.
pop some
Oh,
wine,
I
do some
like
writing.
this.
Christmas time, this is it.
This is it.
It's so, it just gives it to me. It gives me the feels, the holiday feels. It's great.
Well, that's Collider Live for your Tuesday.
Yeah.
Good way to go out on with some holiday tunes and some great questions from the tweets and some great calls from you guys out there. I want a special thanks to Christian Harloff for having us step in here for him on Collider Live, and Mark Ellis for stopping by for the first hour. I love being here with the both of you, Roxy Stryer, Mark Riley. Again, if you guys are if you're listening or watching at home, we're here every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, live from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Pacific time. Check out Collider TV Talk, Collider Movie Talk, Collider Jedi Council, Collider Heroes, Collider Sports Time, and of course, Collider Live. We will see you guys tomorrow. And guess who your host is? That's Roxy Stryer. Collider Live. # it.